Yeah, boy! I think we're live. Wow. Hello. It's me, that person who does the things. Hurrah. We're here. We're streaming. This is my second ever stream. So if things go a little bit poo, then it's my first day. So I was hanging around down where the hell I am. Where is this place? Coerthus, and I noticed a peculiar building in the background. I thought, what is that? And I feel as if I have recognized it as actually Cape Westwind. And I never knew that actually you could see Cape Westwind from here. That was a bit interesting. So we are basically here in the Central Highlands, but actually if it's in Western Thanalan over here, Cape Westwind. And I recognise that kind of like disc structure over there. So that's quite interesting. So today we have a plan. Now, probably the first thing I should do is get a little bit more depressed and check how much I've been undercut on the market board. So let's go and see. You can see what I'm trying to sell and then also undercut me if you wish. Let's take a look. I think I'm just selling mostly a bunch of guff, but let's have a quick check. You're not that one. In here, you've got me some sand or something. Okay, sure. And what have we got? Now this is something I bought this for like 250k on another server. So I bought like 4 of them. This is the last one I have left. So that's some money. These eye patches, Jesus, I've given up on these. They just got bombed down. They're about 100k, and no, I just can't be bothered anymore. The rest of it is just, I've sold one of these. Okay, that's all right. Yeah, that'll do. What is it? 90989. Okay, let's quickly fix this. Now, I have a plan today. It's not just going to be normal kind of rambling. 284, done. And my plan is a certain mission. Let's see, 57. That'll do, and the other one. I have no idea how successful this is going to be, but we shall see. I have done at least a small amount of researching just to see the practicalities. What was this? This was, I'm doing my trick, you know, the undercut yourself thing. Now it's probably not so necessary because there's a few more people in that market, but yesterday when I put these on, it was only me and someone else. 538. Okay, that's done. I'm not going to bother price checking anything else because now it's time to play the game. So we are going to go to Quarry Mill, and you may have guessed already what I'm going to attempt to do, but don't get too excited because let's see how well this goes. So my plan is I'm going to attempt to solo the Palace of the Dead down to floor 100. Now, I'm not going to go for floor 200 because I've actually never done that. And, you know, I've looked at it a little bit. What the fuck was that? Was that lightning? Yes. I've looked at it a little bit and it seems like a massive ball ache. Maybe one day, but realistically never. Actually, one video I was checking out just to see if there's any like crazy stuff that I've not caught. Who's the vendor? Is it you? No. I thought you were a vendor. Exchange artifacts. Okay, yeah, these sustaining potions. Now they say that to get down to floor 200, you need 500 of these things at least minimum, and they cost 1 Galamoran potsherd each. Now, in my entire life of Palace of the Dead, and I've spent at least some amount of time in there, I've only found 9. So you need, they want like 500 potions at 20 a pop. Fuck that noise. But we're going to go. So now originally I was going to do this as a white mage, try and attempt, because I thought, you know, well, I can heal and that's fine. But then after doing a small amount of checking, it seems that apparently machinist and then red mage is quite good. So I have a red mage. I'm not that good at red mage, but it's here, and I have some preparation. I've got my little potions, and I've got some food and things like this. So, you know, we have a little go. I want to get down to floor 100. It's been a while since I've done some of those later bosses, because to be honest, the queues are not really here anymore. And my Aether Ball is pretty okay. It's I have some of those artifact things where you pull the weapon out, which reduces your artifact gear. So It's not as high as it could be, but I think it's probably going to be okay. So we want a fixed party. Yes, and we're going to enter alone from floor 1. So it's going to take a little bit of time. The earlier floors should be quite easy. I have done... not really practiced this. I cleared this floor 1 to 10, and I cleared 50 to 60 solo. But we shall see. Now this is the challenge. Now first of all, let's use a food because we we bought it for this occasion. It should be, apparently the focus is on the vitality, and this was the highest % increase I could find. Max 60. I didn't understand that. Okay, we're a frog, so we can chat for a bit. Vitality plus 8%, but the max is 66. So have I really just gained 66 health at total? I mean, obviously not now because it's not there, but oh, for God's sake. Can you imagine if I like died on the first death mouse? I just quit the game. I'd be, see you later. He did quite a lot of damage, didn't he? Where's my buttons? Do I have no attack? Oh, I only have the melee attack. What the fuck? And of course I don't even have a heal yet. Okay, always dropped a silver chest. Boom. And we got, whoa, look at that luck. Now that's almost super rare. Almost super rare. That is pretty rare to get an upgrade at this low level because I super outgear this at the moment. But let's see. So I don't know if any of you are familiar with the Palace of the Dead, but effectively the way it works is we have these randomly generated rooms, and at the top of the map you can see 2 symbols. I actually have a guide series on this, so if you're ever kind of like interested or bored or whatever, you can learn all about it there. But what we have to do is we need to kill monsters until this little key icon glows blue, and when that happens, that allows us to move down to the next level. Now, intuition, I am here for the treasure, so let's see. Intuition, no, okay. Nothing here. Intuition, we will see what that does in a little bit. There should be some. But for now, I still need to kill more monsters. So you can see on the map, it's kind of based in squares. You can't see your exact position inside a room, but it's pretty simple. It reminds me a little bit of the old 2D Zelda games when you're going around in the dungeons and stuff. But this should be pretty easy. We kill these dudes. Now, apparently the reason that Red Mage is quite good is because it has obviously some decent damage output and you can heal, which is quite good. So hopefully we'll be okay. And now we have killed enough, so now we can go down to the next floor. And I have some other pomoders. Now, I can explain, I guess we're running. The pomoders are basically like power-ups that you get. You find them in the golden chests, and they can do all sorts of things. For solo play, I think these are critical to surviving. So hopefully, as we get deeper, we will find some good pomoders. I also don't mind killing some of these things. But let's see. So, I can see that there are at least some people here. Woo! But the problem is with this is it's a bit difficult to gauge the game audio and my own audio. I've attempted to play with this, so if anything sounds odd, or if the game is too quiet, or whoever knows what the heck, let me know and I can adjust. But hello, how are you doing? It is I. We kill these boys, and there's a gold chest in here. But yes, so I don't really know how successful we're going to be. I think the beginning bosses are all relatively easy. I mean, in a team of 4, they're all pretty face roll, except for the floor 50 boss. That can be a bit of a challenge if people don't know what they're doing. After that, then I start getting a bit more hazy with the bosses. I think there's maybe one boss that I can't quite remember, but we shall see. We'll kill these little mice. See ya! You're dead. Oh, and I've been silenced. Haha, but I have prepared with one of these little potions. Now, these potions, the Echo Drops, these are great to bring in, even if you aren't a caster, because what they do is they remove the silence effect from that trap that I just dinged. But you can use them on other people, and I don't think too many people actually know about this. So, for example, if you're going in here with a party and all of you run over a one of those traps and silences everyone, you can use the Echo Drops. Another one, what the fuck? Well, now I can't do anything. But you can use the Echo Drops on, for example, your healer, or if you have a bard, and then they can use their like Esna abilities to kind of like remove from you, because this pacification, inability to use weapon skills, that is a pain in the ass if you're a melee character, because you can't do anything. There's no potions to remove that. But okay, what floor are we on? I think this is floor 3. Let's see. Yes, here we go. So we've not died, so that's a bonus. Now, if you do die in here, it's game over. You don't get to come back. There is a way to circumnavigate death, but that only starts appearing after floor 50. So we're going to need to do all of this pretty well. Now, I'm not too bothered about being safe at the moment. I'll give you a little stab. As we get into the later levels, there are some techniques and stuff that I am aware of that we can try and see if that makes it a little bit better. We do have, so up in the top you can see that we can detect the call of the accursed horde on this floor. So what that means is treasure. Now, if you run this place a lot, you will discover quite a lot of people who just don't give a shit about the Pomodors. They ignore everything. I don't know why. Now, the Pomodors do make it easier for you. Of course, on these floors, it doesn't really matter. But these intuition Pomodors, these will find you actual treasure that you can take with you out of the palace. And you turn them in to some dude who's standing next to the NPC we talked to get in here. And he gives you random stuff. Now, most of the time, he'll give you just a piece of crap, like some prism, like some firework thing or whatever like that. But occasionally, he'll give you like a pet or something. And some of these pets are worth quite a lot of money. So when you pop one of these intuitions, sometimes you get the message that there's a accursed horde, and you look out for this golden beam. There's a little mouse trying to steal it from us, so we will kill you. And if you stand on this golden beam, you shouldn't normally blow up, but I guess we did. You find one of these treasures, and you get to take that out with you. Now, I haven't checked the prices for a while, but I remember back in the day, you could get some things like, I think Nutkin was a pet, and that was like 400k. Like, and it's not like that uncommon of a drop if you do this enough times. So it was crazy to me that so many people would just kind of like totally ignore these. But we'll see. I have accrued quite a few of these treasures that I have not opened, and I think at one point, one day, I will do kind of like an unboxing video or something where I'll just open everything and then kind of like analyze what sort of goodies we got. But I'm working on some other stuff at the moment, so that will come a little bit later. So floor 4, it's not terribly fast. Now, with a machinist, you can have peloton, which makes getting around a little bit faster. We don't have that, we just sprint, but it's good exercise. So I can tell people that I do a lot of running, and if they don't ask where, I don't have to tell them. Right, we still don't have very many skills. In fact, I don't think we have... Do we even have one of these? Level 10. No, we're level 8. Okay, so we dropped a treasure chest, that's correct. What did we get? A fortune pomodor. And actually, we can just use this intuition again, because they will not run out if you go through a different floor. Yeah, so the way this kind of works with your levels, you will join this at level 1, and it doesn't matter what your kind of character level is outside of the palace. You will always start at level 1 on floor 1. And as you kill monsters, you can see, obviously, I'm gaining quite a lot of experience, and I level up in here. Now, this, in a way, can be a good way to get a kind of like a decent look at your class coming up. Because, for example, if you take... if you pick up a class that you haven't played, so you just unlock it, and then you take it into Palace of the Dead, you'll level up way quicker in here than you will outside. So you'll get all of your abilities when you kind of should. And I think, don't quote me, that it also includes, what am I doing? I need to be careful. I think it also includes class quest actions, so you can get to use everything, which is quite nice. So if you're kind of like curious about like, oh, I don't know, I've thought Black Mage, maybe they're cool, but I don't really know much about them, just take them in here. These first floors are super easy, so I mean, the difficulty has not increased between me doing this solo and me doing this with 4 people, so if people can solo this, then you can definitely just pay 0 attention and get carried. But then you get to unlock all your abilities and kind of see how they're doing. Now, it does go up to level 60, By the time you hit floor 50, you'll probably be around level 60, so you can't see like forever. There is another deep dungeon in the, is it Stormblood? I think it's called Heaven on High. That will take you up to 70, but obviously to get there you have to progress quite fast. So we're going to use this Pomander of Fortune, which should give us maybe some treasure chest drops from monsters. It's pretty unlikely, but considering we've already capped on them, it doesn't hurt. And actually, looks like we've got another intuition proc in here, so that should be cool. And now we have, we've hit level 10, so we can start using some shit. A trap. So this is alright, it's 3 little bits of nothing. Now later on, this can be more dangerous, and what we should do is run around the edges of the room, because the traps are more common to be in the middle. But for now, you know, we don't need to pay too much attention. What have we got? A Pomander of Steel. Now, this is another thing that I see quite commonly, if people do pay attention to chests when they're in here. Now, this one contains a Pomander of Steel, and we're capped on these already. So many people just run past and ignore it. And I know generally it doesn't really matter, especially on these floors, but just use the one you've got and then pick up another one. And then there you go. It's not like crazy of a tip, but it works. Let's go. Actually, we have the key, so I don't actually really need to come in here. I should pay attention to that. Let's go. I think... well, I'm not going to bother about it. Looks like this one dropped a treasure coffer. What did he have? A Pomander of Steel. Okay, so, I mean, fine. It doesn't really matter. It's just like we've saved a minute. And we can sprint. But yeah, I don't know how long this is going to take. I have an estimate in mind. I might be here for a couple of hours. I could die on like floor 40 and then think, shit, do I really want to start again? No. And then, you know, let's see what else we kind of do. But let's see. I'm here for a good couple of hours at least, because I have some free time and it's enjoyable. My wife and kids have gone up to see her parents for a while, which means I have some time. So I've already done some recording. I had some scripts ready. So probably tonight I will do some editing. I've got some kind of like secret projects coming up, which should be quite fun. And then maybe one day I might even get back into something that isn't Final Fantasy. But who knows? We'll see. So we still need to kill more boys. It's pretty slow, but it is what it is. Let's kill this boy. And one thing I would like is one more Gilmore and Potshirt. Like, I've been going for 10 for so long. I think you get one guaranteed when you clear floor 50. But these days, the queues are far slower. Back in the day when I last played this game, like, this was really quick. You could get a queue very fast because, you know, it's quite an efficient way to like level up classes. I think this is quicker than doing... it might be quicker than doing a dungeon, like a normal dungeon, depending on what you get. But it's pretty fast, it's pretty also easy, and especially if you're like a DPS. So if you're queuing dungeons as like a tank or a healer, then, you know, the queue difference is probably not going to notice. Affluence, what do we have? Oh yeah, we use that one. You probably won't notice so much of a difference, but as a DPS, then this was pretty good back then, because there's no role restrictions on here, so you could come in here and there'd be like 3 healers or like all DPS and so on, so that was pretty good. Generally that doesn't actually matter for these floors. Pretty much nothing matters for these floors. As you get deeper, it is beneficial to have at least a healer if you're going in with a group. But let's see, where are we on? We must be like floor 7 by now, and let's pop another affluence. So we should get a lot of chests in these floors, which should allow us to stock up on stuff. I would like a Pomander of Lust, which comes down here, because those are pretty good for boxes. Now, bosses. Here, this is a bronze chest. Now, this is the chest type that can drop these Gilmore and Potshirts, but they are pretty monumentally rare before, I think, floor 50. So it might even be that they're not possible, and that's why I've been struggling to get a 10th, but we'll see. We will keep going. What level do we get the cure at? 54. Okay, so that's quite late. There's something in here, or is it gold? affluence, quite a lot of them. No more influence. Now the treasures you can get from the is it influence, prominent influence? If I don't know, whatever. The accursed horde treasure thing, they exist whether you have the pomander or not. But the problem is that the only way to get them to appear is you have to stand on top of them for a couple of seconds. So I think there's an achievement for like uncovering. It's some stupid amount, like what have we got? Affluence. Yeah, see, now there's no point in me using it because we've got affluence already and we've got 3. Yeah, there's an achievement for like discovering something like 100 accursed hordes without using the pomander, which is must be pretty RNG to ever do. I think I've discovered maybe like 5. It usually just happens when you're just killing shit, and then at some point you notice, oh, it was there. So we've killed enough stuff. We can get to floor 8. We are soon at the first boss, which should be okay. And then hopefully we'll get some more of these upgrades. I don't expect to get any more upgrades before we hit level 50, and even after level 50 I don't expect upgrades that commonly because we are quite a high gear level. But we'll see. Let's see. We're here. Some more treasure chests. Now there will be more things to... Another affluence. Why do you keep doing this to me? I want some other stuff. Give. There we go. There will be some more things to watch out as we get deeper. But it's going to take a little bit of time. I don't know, was this perhaps the most exciting of a topic to choose for a stream? But then I thought, what are we going to do? Last time I did some random dungeons and trials, but now I've beaten the MSQ. I've unlocked all of the trials, and I don't necessarily want to jump in on them because I've not done guides for the later ones. And I think the Shadowbringer ones are pretty okay. Some of them are quite difficult. The Endwalker ones, yeah, I'm running into a dead end. Not yet. I think I've only done the last Endwalker trial once. I've not jumped into it again because, you know, I wanted to get better gear first before I start kind of like grinding it. But the other thing is that, you know, I think if you do these streams, I want to avoid any sort of spoilers. I don't want to just like, if I did some random trials, then, you know, that would spoil heavily what's in there. So and it's the same with actually like even dungeons and stuff. Like as you get deeper into the story, there are more story spoilers in the dungeons themselves, so I don't think that's that great for kind of doing PvP. Level 83 is evil. What was the 83 one? I think that's the first Endwalker trial, isn't it? No, is there a trial that early, or is it like, is it 87? I try to remember. I seem to remember there was quite a large gap between trials there. But yeah, PvP is one option I've thought about. I don't generally PvP. My wife PvPs a lot. That's all she does. I keep telling her to play the MSQ because I want to talk about all the cool stuff that happens, and I can't because otherwise I'd be spoiling. That's a PvP. I have actually most classes sorted. The bars for PvP. Yeah, it's the first one. Yeah. I mean that one. That's a pretty interesting one. Now, actually, I'm not going to obviously mention what it is specifically, but there is one mechanic that involves turning, and that is something that I'm kind of like. When I saw the mechanic, I thought, this is going to be something that's going to be quite interesting to actually explain because it's quite odd. And even though I actually have done it quite a few times because I used to do the trials. What? Ooh, actually, don't die. What am I doing? Let's pop a potion. Ooh, I leveled up. That was close. And actually, there's a bee and a dung beetle. Now, the bees are quite dangerous. I tell you what. This is not potential. I don't have heal yet. There's 4. We could be in trouble. Actually, do we have witching? Yes. Whew. Let's use this. Let's use one of these. And now I could actually die. So let's keep it real. This is pretty lucky shit at the moment. I didn't expect it to be this difficult. Oh no! I've spawned another one because they've spawned. We will pop another witching when that ends. Now, witching doesn't completely negate a fact we're going to pop another witching now because that boy is there. This could be GG, in which case, for fuck's sake, can I just run for a little bit? No, they're pretty quick. I got 50 seconds to survive. I got 1 HP. Fuck. What is this? Fuck. What was this? This is like the trap. God damn it. Do I actually have to pay attention? For fuck's sake. Maybe I do have to pay attention. Okay, so let's just say this was the practice run. This doesn't really count. You know, let's just pretend that didn't happen. That's a bit annoying, to be fair. But floor 1, we weren't that far. So at the end of the day, yeah. Oh, for fuck's sake. I don't think this is so stupid. So I think, but was it a landmine I hit or something like that, or was it just the big trap? I don't know. Oh yeah, and of course we lost our pommers and I have to go back to stabby. Okay, now we do, I think, did we actually get to keep... No, we don't. Actually, I think we lose the pommel, the intuition things that we found. Never mind. Yeah, we can recover. It's okay. Now, I am aware that it takes a little bit of time. It's not fast to clear through all this, so my kind of like... Oh, there's a lust. My plan of hitting floor 100 might not be accurate. I'm not going to be here for like 5 hours grinding, so we shall see how far we get. I feel as if we get decently far and I die again, then you know, let's think of something else to do, because I don't want to lose the will to live. Oh, he got one shot. But yeah, there are some trials coming up that I think could be quite interesting to actually cover. I have thought about, do I just do the trials kind of now anyway? My current plan is like cover the dungeons, because I went quite far ahead with the trials. I did Stormblood and I hadn't even finished, I think, around Reborn's dungeons. To be honest, I think the trials are a little bit more better to do, because the dungeons generally are very easy, and there's not a lot of punishment for kind of like messing up there, whereas with trials it's only a single encounter with like one boss, and there's no trash, it's all the fight. So I think people are more likely to look up trials. So I thought about, you know, should I just go ahead and do all the ones? I could do it now, actually, to be fair, because I am geared a little bit. I didn't want to do like Endwalker trials with my, I think, was it the 530 Shadowbringer gear on all of my classes, because that would be pretty poo. Like, there is quite a difference when I went. I think I did it as I cleared the MSQ as Dragoon, and it was alright. Like it was not difficult. The damage, I was using my 530 Shadowbringer gear, and it was more than enough. But when I looked at like the tanks in the groups and stuff, you could see, yeah, there's quite a substantial difference between the amount of health that tank has and what I have. So I wanted to gear up a little bit more. Now my tank is actually, it's like item level 5, 8 something. I haven't done any of the raids. I've not even unlocked the raid. I have the quest to do it. I'm just doing my kind of like daily elite dungeon thing. To get the, whatever it is, the, can I even open it and see? These things, the red astronomy, whatever's, to buy the 590 gear. But yeah, it takes time. I mean, it took a little bit of time just to kind of like decide which class I even wanted to like gear up first, because it seems that it's quite time consuming. What is going on? What is this? Target not line of sight. Oh, okay. It was in a wall, apparently. Yeah, it took a bit of a time because, you know, to be honest, I'm not that good. Like, because I play for those guides, because I try and cover it from every, like, perspective, and then later on I picked up the Bard as well to do, like, ranged physical DPS. I don't spend an awful lot of time on one single class. Probably Dragoon I'm pretty good with, because that's what I did the MSQ. What is this? Another landmine on these things. Dragoon I'm probably okay, but then also I don't know the DPS rotations and all that sort of like stuff. Like it's I decided when I decided to pick up Paladin and tank, because you know, I enjoy tanking, I enjoy picking up everything and whatever. I thought, right, probably what I should do is look up, is there some rotation, because until you hit max level, it doesn't really matter what you're doing, as long as you're popping your cooldowns in a way that sounds like it makes sense, and you know, it's fine, who cares? But then at max level, you think, okay, well, probably there's some like giga brain way of doing everything, so let's check that. And I got so like, it almost put me off playing the game when I saw the paladin like rotation, because it's so like people talked about, oh, it's such a long combo and it's really like tight, and you have to make sure that you kind of have enough skill speed to be able to do it. And I thought, Jesus, it was a lot. And I decided, you know what, it must be possible. So I studied the chart, and for ages, it took me like the evening. I probably spent maybe like 2 or 3 hours, and my goal was to just do the opener rotation a single time. And it was, you know, I did it eventually, but it was a struggle. But I can't remember, maybe there was a point I was getting to about this. But yeah, okay, so yeah, alright. So the Paladin one, I'm pretty good now, I can do it. It's not a problem. I don't have potions, I don't work them into the rotation. I do leave my opening rotation, what are we doing? We actually don't need this stuff anymore. I do leave my opening rotation in a way that would mean that if I had a potion, I could work it in, because I thought, well, I might as well learn it that way, the most cock-handed way, just in case I ever do anything but like a raid or something. But yeah, to see how much of a ball like that was, and then to kind of like effectively try to then learn the Dragoon, the Red Mage, White Mage, kinda, not really, potentially Bard. It's too much. It's like a real, my head's not going to work for that. White Mage is a bit different, to be honest. White Mage, if I could say which one is probably the easiest, then I think White Mage, because you know, in the past when I did like actual real raiding in like Warcraft and stuff, I did eventually graduate to become a healer, and it was pretty fun. It's basically like whack-a-mole, but with health bars. So it's quite easy, and White Mage has quite a big kit, to be honest. Like I've picked up some other healers. I picked up the Astrologian. It's okay. I dislike how they've changed the cards for Astrologian from when I last played it. It used to be you had to kind of like remember what each card did. So I think Ewer was like increase the mana regen, and you had the Earth one, which was like defense increase, and then the spear was maybe like damage, and you kind of like, that was an extra tier that you would add on. Now it's basically like you're managing a traffic light of colours to just get a bonus that who even cares. But it's funny in a way how similar the classes are to some extent. They each have the same sort of like AoE, they each have the same sort of like single target, the big heal, a bit of a kind of like bubble. What am I doing? Strength? Okay, I don't need that. Was here. But yeah, but White Mage has a lot more kind of like stuff. Now, I don't have Astrology into max level, so that's fair. But actually, to be honest, White Mage has so much stuff that I don't even feel like I need it all the time. Like I have spells that I just do a whole fight and not even use that heal, because I just think, well, I just not needed it. But yeah, that's definitely a comfort class. But we'll see. Red Mage is definitely probably the weakest one. Like it seems pretty basic, but who knows. And also, like, I like having utility. Red Mage is quite good. It can revive people, but you can't like. I guess you can heal as well, so that's pretty alright. I think the main utility that I care about is having some sort of stun or interrupt, because a lot of the time they don't get done, and I rather do that myself. So what are we on? We're on floor 5. We're almost like caught up a little bit if you kind of like, you know, don't pay too much attention. And what are we on? We're at half. Okay, so fuck me. It's taken us half an hour to get to floor 5. I don't think floor 100 is going to be a realistic goal. Let's set the new goal as you know, floor 50, and then be like, whew, because then if we blow past that, I can claim kind of like victory, and you know, that can make me a bit happier. We still need to kill some more ends monsters. What am I talking about? What is this? Another strength. So we've got 3 lusts. I've not really been paying that much attention to what we got. I still can't believe I died on floor 7. Like, it's the easiest thing. I feel robbed. Now, the monsters do respawn, so that's what I got caught out a little bit. And actually, the monster types that we were fighting there was a bit unfortunate, because there are the Temple Bees, and they do the final sting, the same attack in Sunken Temple of Khan, which hits, so I think it's like 80% of your health. which is quite substantial. Here we go, another one. But you could kill them. They cast that attack after such a long time that if you've just got single B or even 2 Bs, you're not going to see it. Also, there were the Rhino Beetles. Now, for me, with my ethereal gear pool levels, I don't know, they're not too bad. But actually, if your like armor and stuff is quite low, those Rhinos can hit really hard. So that's also something to be a bit careful with. What are we on? Floor 6. I want some more treasure. What have we got? Ponder of Safety. I guess we could use some of these. I don't think it really matters. Generally, I think we should kind of save them. I think the death there was a bit of a big dum-dum on me. But oh well. We shall see. So, how are you? What sort of classes do you play? Someone likes prank loops. Bless White Mage. It's a good class. I do enjoy. Are you a White Mage? I don't know. I don't think I have a delay. I think I disabled a delay between the stream and the chat. But we'll see. And another trap. I probably should start sticking to the edges more. But I feel like in these early floors, that's outrageous to have to do. What do we do? We still need to kill more. There's quite a lot of mobs in here actually. What the hell? Let's use a fortune. Maybe we get some treasures. Actually, am I level 10? I am level 10, so I've just been spamming Jolt for about 10 years. And I could be doing this big damage. Oh, and actually I have the damage down, so probably not too big damage. Yeah, Bard is the main. There's a bit of delay, yeah. Oh, okay. So with Bard, now, you've got the 3 songs, but to be honest, like when I've played other classes, like the Red Mage and the Dragoon, I feel as if I have worked out when I should use every skill. Like probably there's some like Ultra Instinct way of doing it that I'm being inefficient with. But with Bard, what song do you use first? Like does it kind of matter? There's one that can reduce the cooldown of your random off global cooldown single shot and then AoE. So I pop that sometimes in AoE groups just to kind of like get more of that off GCD AoE, but then I don't know, there's that big one where you kind of like over time you build charges of some mega shot and then you use it, and I feel like it doesn't really do an awful lot, like unless I'm just like misunderstanding. Affluence, just pop that. But I've not looked up a guide for Bard because, well, I guess I've only looked up one guide, but it seems a bit of a weird skill. I think we just pop them for the party buffs. They give like 1% increased damage or something. That Mage's Ballad in pause. Try to keep the last one for bosses. Is that the last one? Is that the Hecker pull? What am I talking about? The big shot one. So we just sing that. Oh, okay. Yeah, might be. And that's the other thing as well, because when you're playing in this game and you do intuition, here we go, you're doing like your dungeon roulettes and trial roulettes and stuff like that. Now it's good that the game makes use of all of the content, so it's not like boring just grinding the same things over and over. But actually, to be fair, it does feel like I spend like the vast majority of my time playing my class at a lower level than what I have unlocked. So I'll get like level 80 or something on Red Mage, and then I'll do some dungeons or whatever, and I'm level 16. So like I don't get an awful lot of time to actually kind of like really play with the different, like the new abilities. I level up and get something new and crazy, and then I don't get to use it. And to be honest, a lot of these big cooldown stuff, it's quite overkill to use like just on a random monster in the wild, or you don't get like the efficient kind of use from it in terms of like learning in which scenario that would be good. But it does mean that like once you hit max level, if you start doing the elite dungeons, it's like I don't know how to fucking play my class. Like what? I barely have any of these skills. Like the amount of times I've used some of my like level 90 abilities. I've got even some on here I have no idea about. Can I even see what level some of these unlock at? There's some, I don't know, maybe not. There's probably some weird stuff in here. 86. Oh, that's just a buff. but definitely for some classes, it's like, what? And like, for example, White Mage. Now, I'm pretty good at White Mage, if I say so myself. But there's like a couple of buffs that I can give myself, which I just never use, and that's not good because you should get kind of like comfortable using them all. But at the same time, I think there's one that can put a hot on some of my random single target heals, like an AoE hot or something like that. I don't think I've ever used it. Like if I'm in a dungeon, I mean, it might be that this is just more of a raid only like ability. But if I'm in a dungeon and we're taking damage, I already have about 20 other abilities that can save everyone. So I just like there's a buff that increases your casting speed. I think I have a buff that I can give people to reduce how much damage they take. I just don't need them. I never need to use them. There's so many abilities. Pop the big bubble heal. Pop the whatever it is when you do the little pirouette or something like that and get some mana back. Like there's so much stuff that you can just kind of pop on the fly that I never need to use these like super big cooldowns. And if I'm in a situation where I need to use one of those super big cooldowns, then they've already used everything else and we're dying. So I'm taking more damage from this. Yeah. Let's see. Okay, floor 8. Let's pay a little bit of attention. To be honest, what's 54 for fuck's sake? So we're not going to have heal at all, pretty much. All right. We should pay a little bit more attention now. I'm going to start hugging the corners a little bit. I don't want to die again. That's kind of like depressing. But take out these boys. My food did run out. Okay, so let's see. Let's get max health and see how much use that food is doing for me. We can't quite get to the next level yet. Wonder of safety. You know what? We'll just use it because why not? I don't have to worry about these things anymore. 448. Okay, let's use some food. Where is it? There. What have we got? 482. Okay, so we didn't get that much. Maybe that will save us. Probably not. But I'm at least trying. I put in the effort to hope that my little potions and things are going to work. I don't know. I can't believe Kira comes so late. God damn it. That was what I was resting on that. I was thinking, yeah, you know, this will be easy. I'll just heal. Oh, it's actually only, for God's sake. I thought it'd be easy. Apparently not. That's gonna make the bosses actually on a little bit more interesting. Don't I have the second wind, or is that like melee only? Do I not have any like random heal? I don't think I do. I cannot even see my abilities. Roll, add or sleep. I got sleep. Do I actually have that on my bars? I should do. Why do I not have sleep on my bars? What the fuck? This is my hotkey for like stuns and sleeps and stuff. I don't know why. Actually, I was looking at this yesterday because I thought, oh, that's quite an easy hotkey. For some reason, I have 3. Maybe I could put like a potion on it or something. But okay, we have sleep. I tell you, is this an AoE? Nearby, for fuck's sake. So we could have not died there because I could have just AoE slept them and then picked them off. I'm pretty sure I would have had sleep on my hotbars back in the day. I had to check some old guide or something, but we've been conned, lads. It's not fair. Floor 9, and we actually have intuition. Now, I've not really been paying attention to if there's been intuition on a previous floor. I don't know how long it's been on here, but we will pick that up. We need to kill more stuff anyway, so let's go for it. Now, it is pretty hot these last few days. I'm spending a lot of time watering the garden with different plants, and now I do have a fan, but for the sake of my audio quality, I have elected to not have it on. So I hope you appreciate that it's very hot here at the moment. But there's the intuition thing, so we will go and grab that, and probably the exit is in that room as well. Hopefully, yes, it's there. Okay, so these earlier floors are not too big. I seem to remember, as we get deeper, some of these floors can be quite extensive. But we shall save some of the things, and I think we might just start using these safety things for why not. What have I got? I got that one. Yeah, boy. Here we go. Now Lust. So this is going to be the first test. The first boss. He's pretty easy. I've tried to remember, does he have any mechanics? I don't think so. There's a frontal attack that you just move out of the way. I think there's a group AoE that's unavoidable. I think that's it. it dies in like a minute when you, like less than a minute. When you do this with a group, it melts. Let's see. Now, one thing we're going to do, we're going to pop some steel, we're going to pop some strength, get some damage increase and stuff. Do a pop of lust. This will give us, it replaces our abilities with this Voidfire 2. And all this does is it applies vulnerability stacks. Did it apply 2 at once? No? How did we get... Oh, it's because I got dual cast. That's nice. Okay. Now, it's a bit tricky. I'm taking some damage. What did I solo this as? It might be I soloed this as a white mage. But he's alright. Yeah, we can move out of that. And we'll run back a little bit. He's going down. Not too bad. Generally pretty easy, that one. And he's gone. Alright, we did it. Yeah, boy. Floor 10. Easy. First time. Right. Now, I think you can leave from here, but I'm going to run down here. I'm going to get rid of this thing so I can run. Yeah! Victory. And that means we get to keep our 2 treasures. Huzzah. 2 bronze piece. It's not even piece. Why did I say that? Here we go. Easy. Exactly. We could do it. It's, you know. Proceed to the next floor. Here we go. And because we're solo, we actually get to keep all of our pomoders. So that's fine. If you're doing this in a matched party... Oh, a brown chest. Give me a fucking potsherd. A phoenix down. God damn it. If you're doing this in a matched party, then what happens is you can continue that save deeper in, even with new random people. But your pomoders get wiped. So if you go into this one, you won't have any of that stuff. But if you're solo, then you get to kind of keep everything. Now, in this group of floors, I think this is where we have the palace slimes. And they are a lethal monster. But we will focus them. Oh, another upgrade. That's pretty nice. Now, I'm hoping... I think there's no bees in these floors anymore, so we don't need to worry about them. I don't think the Palace Skatine are here. I think they're in the next tier. Oh, an antidote potion. Boy, I come prepared. Get fucked. That's right. Oh, I'm using... I'm not even... Do I have this unlocked now? I do. I've had to... What have I had that... Have I had Vertha to since level 4? For fuck's sake. I thought it was level 2. I've not paid any attention. Alright. Well, you know... I definitely did say that I'm not very good, so... That's my defense. What do we get there? Pomander of Flight. We won't use these yet. Now, Pomander of Flight, it kind of like lowers the amount of enemies are on the next floor, but actually when you're solo, a tactic is to kind of grind these floors. I'm on frog now. Okay, well, we're going to wait here and chat. A tactic is to grind the respawns to get a higher level. And if you use the Pomander of Flights, you're going to be reducing how many monsters there are. So it's best to use them kind of later once you're already kind of the max level for the dungeon. I think it could be that these just reduce the amount of monsters you have to kill in order to unlock the next level and doesn't actually affect how many monsters are in the next way down. But there we go. Well, that's cool. Another bomb. Alright. Oh, Toad. Okay. You came out of nowhere. I'm not dying now, buddy. I'm popping a potion. What the fuck? How much damage does he do? What the... Whoa! Okay, that's alright. We can get him. Woo! I'm only on floor 11. What the fuck? It shouldn't be that hard. I want the heal. I'm so disappointed that the heal is late. Like, I thought I'd be having a heal. I thought, oh, this would be easy. Like, to some extent. Yeah, I know the content itself is not hard, but I thought, oh, I have the heal. That'll be fine. I've got the damage output. Everyone says red mage. That's the one to do. Other than machinist. I don't have machinist. Right. What the fuck? You little living... What is this? Where? Look. How do you pronounce half of these things? That's another thing. How do you pronounce almost anything in this game? If I'm playing on my own, I don't read stuff. It's just like, okay, like you just skim past it. I kind of like visualize the word rather than actually read it. Because a lot of these names are some gobbledygook, whatever. And then you could do with a video guy and you're like, oh yeah, shit, I have to actually kind of read what that boss is. I don't know. Like, at this point, I just lose the will to live. Okay, so actually, let's be clever now. Let's start hugging the edges of the rooms a little bit more. What is this? Is this a silver chest? Now, I believe these can be bombs. It's only one chest type at a time that can be bombs. I think at the beginning it's the brown chests. And then, I guess on this floor it's the silver ones. And after 50, I think it's only the gold chest that can be bombs. Yeah, Elzen names. Or is it even that? How do you say that? What is this? Ellison? I don't know. Ellison, maybe. But like the blue people, the big blue people. I spend time in Limsa. I've seen their names. It just looks like someone had a stroke and fell on the keyboard. Like, I don't understand how you can even like attempt to pronounce it. What are we? We're blind? Okay, we have reduced accuracy. Let's kill these things and then hopefully get down. I don't need to care too much about trying to get all the pomoders. We have lust, that's what we want. We've got witching, that's kind of our save us thing. Antidote potion, boy. I'll pick some of them. Need to kill some more of these things. So yeah, I don't know. Like, it's a struggle. And some of them moves, if I have to say, oh, watch out for this attack. This is why I just say, oh yeah, he's got an AoE. I don't know how to fucking say it. Like, alright. We still need to kill more. Can you do it? You. Oh, I had the dual cast on. Oh, you're dead. Is that not enough? We'll find out. Alright, now how much of this combo do we have? Only the first part, is it? Okay, we're activated. There wasn't a chest in there. I don't care enough to try and look further. What level is this? It does not even say. Why does it not say? Oh, I have it unlocked maybe, and it's just kind of grayed because it's a combo action. Maybe that's the case. Let's try. We've got some whatever this is, red magic shenanigans. We'll test the config. The config. What am I talking about? The combo. Right. Who's the first person that wants to die? That hopefully isn't me. Treasure coffer. Pomander of strength. Okay, that's alright. You know, extra damage. It's like 20% or something, I think, is it? I think it's 20%. 30%. Okay, that's pretty good. Right. Let's go get some... Dude, this boy here. Oh, no, I don't have them. So what level do they unlock? Oh, I thought I'd popped the trap. What level do these unlock then? Am I just blind? Oh, who even cares? Alright, fine. If you're going to do it this way. Watch out for that slime coming. So one other kind of like... I don't really need to use these antidote potions, but by God I bought them, so I'm going to use them. The damage is not that high. Now one technique as well for fighting and avoiding traps is to actually fight things in the corridors, because you don't get traps spawning corridors. So that can... Ah, here we go, Palace Slime. Now these things, I think it's called Rapture, they start to cast after quite a long time as well, so you're pretty safe killing them. But if you kind of ignore them, or if there's a big group and you don't recognize that there's one in there, I think it just kills everything in the entire room. Like, it does one shot. Like, there's nothing you can avoid. It's either a large radius around it or it's the entire room. Either way, I've died to that a few times in groups when people haven't kind of like, or I've not necessarily paid enough attention, and then there we go. Now we have unlocked it, so let's just go down to the next level. The rest of these pomoders aren't that useful. We've got more strength, so that's alright. Safety, and let's pop a safety on the next one down and kind of like clear it a bit more. We're definitely not getting the floor 100. Jesus, I super overshot how like reachable that was in a realistic time frame. Why did that just... Okay, you blew up in my face. But we'll see. You know, I'd be happy if we make some good progress. If we don't die again and like I get really, really hungry and want my frozen pizza, then I'll consider that a success. I'll be happy. Right. Now, silver chest... Okay, silver chests are blown up, so we can get these. Actually, these things, cobras, I have heard that if you are afflicted by the frog debuff, let's just avoid that. If you're affected by the frog debuff, I think these can one-shot you. It's these sort of enemy types. Now, I will wait for my health to regen a little bit, because let's not be silly. Did I pop it? I did pop a safety, so we're okay from that regard. And in fact, I'm not even going to kill that dude. Let's just not engage. We can find some easier boys. Oh, come on, give me a pot sherd. Oh, it's a mimic. Oh, fuck. Oh, no, don't do it. Okay, we have to be clever here. How can I sleep you? Let's sleep you. Oh, you didn't go to sleep. Oh, he's fully resisted. Don't hit me with that, because Infatuation. How can I stop this? I don't think I can. No, for fuck's sake. I don't have a thingamajig. I don't have heals. I just wanted some treasure. Okay, so now we're on a slight timer, and the timer is we need to kill things. For fuck's sake, it lasted 10 minutes. Jesus Christ. Oh, and it also prevents our natural healing, doesn't it? What are we going to do about that? Like, I need a pomander to clear that. Coming across a mimic this early is pretty rare. I feel as if I'm getting cheated. And I can't even, like, I have to be careful. You know what we could start doing? Let's try and start doing the stop-start kiting or something like that. I'm depressed. Like the green blob. Yeah, it is like them, yeah. So this debuff that we picked up, it prevents you from healing naturally, and it also slowly damages you over time. So you can see it's hitting me for 3 and 4, which is not a lot. Give me a pomander of something. Like, don't let this be the way I go out. I don't have any natural health regen, so it's just these potions. Give me a one. Oh, okay, here's a dude. So what we're going to do, we're going to start opening with these bigger moves, because then that gets us some kind of like big damage on it already. And then I guess you know what? Take a stab. Give me a pomander of what's it called? Steel. I don't think this affects the dot on here. Now I will use these potions that we have to try and be okay. We've got to last for like quite a long time. Now realistically, you know, this is not a death sentence. You are timed to clear the whole floors. But at the same time, I could sit here for like 10 minutes and just make sure I keep popping potions and stuff. If I'm engaging in mobs, that's what's going to reduce my health down. And in fact, you know, let's not have a trap kill us. But, you know, I also fully appreciate that that is not entertaining. And it's not entertaining for me. I don't want to stand here for 10 minutes. Let's do... How much does this heal? Up to 2. Let's see how much it gives us. 200 and something. Okay, so that's not bad. Let's kill you. And I'll just pop some of this stabby stab. And we don't... okay, we can get some more treasure chests that way. We basically are in desperate need of gold treasure chests. Because that's the only way we can get a pomander that can remove this debuff. And this is another thing which I thought, oh, you know, that... I realise I don't have an interrupt, but, you know, that's fine. I can just heal through it. But no, I can't, because I still don't have the bloody heal. But that just means that, you know, when we do kill the final boss, that we can look back and go, you know what a run, what a like challenge that was. So in a way, you know, the game is kind of just like making my victory all the more kind of like sweeter, I hope. Otherwise, yeah, we're gonna get depressed. Get stabbed. Now I will avoid this little boy. In fact, you know, we're not actually taking that much damage. Is it because we're just leveling up and I'm not noticing? I don't feel at the moment that this debuff is that taxing on us. So maybe we're okay. Maybe, well, let's see. We keep leveling up, so at the moment that's alright. What floor are we on? Is it 15 now? Are we really only this 16? Jesus. Alright, let's pop another potion. Get that heal. That didn't actually take us all to full. Let's try to be careful. Is you and melee. Yeah, so there's a technique that you can do for kiting where what you do is now I run. He's gonna come and stop here, mate. Or he's doing. You know what? I don't need to do it here. So he's a caster. Now for melee, what you would do. This guy probably melee. He looks a bit big. I don't know. Should I take him on while I still have this stupid debuff? At least not when I got a potion. Not really. Can you go away? Where are you going to come? Are you going to come in here? Can you leave me alone? No, okay. Well, we're going to have to take him. So let's get one of these going. And then can we hit him with the sleep? Oh, he fully resisted. Alright, this is the... Oh, okay, well, it doesn't matter. So the technique for kiting, this kind of like move kiting thing, is apparently you wait for them to get kind of close. And then as soon as they start moving, you start moving. I'm kind of like probably just taking unintentional, like unnecessary damage here, trying to explain this. I've not ever actually attempted this kiting technique before because, to be honest, I don't need to kite in my day-to-day life. Let's... oh, I leveled up, but here we go, another potion anyway. That's okay. I'm feeling a bit better about this debuff. I think we will be all right with it. Like you, are you melee? Let's see. We can spend some time. So I don't know. I'm probably shit at it anyway. I think the idea is that basically, as when they get to you, you run, and then you stop, and then as soon as they run, you begin to run again, and they will stop where you were. But because you already started running, you can kind of go across. To be honest, I think that's all probably big brain stuff is only really relevant if you're trying to go like hella deep. I'm hoping that once we get the heal, we're pretty much easy days from there. 4 minutes left. Let's try to take out this dude. Oh, I had the fucking... I thought I didn't have the dual cast, but never mind. Okay, he's going to do that. That's fine. You spend your time doing nothing. Get another cast in. 4 minutes. He could probably poison this boy. And there's another one of those things. I do want that treasure chest. Alright, I do have dual cast, so let's just do it. I didn't do as much damage as I was kind of hoping. But we can potion again, so we're okay. And if he poisons, like I think he's trying... Oh, it's a slow. Okay, I don't actually have anything to remove slows. But who cares? Let's do another potion. Did we remove traps? I can't remember. Let's run around the edges just in case. Give me another phoenix down. God damn it. Oh, the thing is ready, so let's go down. Yes. We run. I just immediately blow up. If I just ran over an explosive trap and died, I think I would probably just quit the game. That would be awful. Alright, what are we on? Floor 20... No, it's not even 27, it's 17, isn't it? Yeah. The second boss. I don't remember the second boss. I have a feeling it was something to do with hamburgers or some stupid name like that. I don't think he does too much stuff, so it's another kind of like tank and spank. And we're okay. Let's do one of these like wombo combos. Instead of starting with the jolt, we start with something a bit more powerful. I should have used my procs a bit more. You know what? You just get stabbed. That's it. You won't blow up this treasure chest, so let's grab you. Give me one of those things. At this point, there's not even any point in me using the Pomander if I get one, but it'll be good. I think it's not Pomander, Serenity. Can't remember. All right, let's do another one of these, and then I'll actually use this debuff before it runs out. It might actually run out when I'm casting. Let's see. Ooh, okay. There's another one. Bad breath. Don't want to get hit by that. Yeah, it is stressful. But, you know, I did buy potions, and I got a whole bunch of these high elixirs. I always carry them around with me. So I think we're okay. If I get one of them... Oh, he dropped a chest. Hell yeah. Give me something. Affluence. You know, we use that because we can always do with more stuff. There's a lot of these boys in here. Okay, 1 minute left. We did it. We survived the pox. I don't want to eat those words, but I think we're okay. And also, there's another move. When do we get this one? Fleesh? How do you say that one? 45. God damn it. All the cool stuff. I did this. I soloed this as the floors 50 to 60, and it was pretty alright. It was pretty easy. And I did hella damage to all these things before they could even touch me, and I thought, oh yeah, this is fine. I'm actually going to wait out this minute because I'm not going to take needless risks for these boys. Yeah, I thought this is fine. You know, you do this fleece thing, and sometimes if you want to do this, whatever the hell that's called, easy damage. And now I have nothing. What do I even have? Jolt, and these two boys. Do I even have these? Am I even using these? Yeah, I do have them. Okay. Lucid Dreaming, sure, cast that. Not going to help me. Adel. Low solid physical damage. Yeah, you're not going to save my life really. And some AoE. Oh, that's kind of pointless. 39 seconds. You know what? I will just pop a potion and get on with it. And let's do one of these ones as well. Double cast. Did I interrupt it? God damn it. Alright, you're dead. We still need to kill more. And I've leveled up, so that's given me another thing. Now that debuff is actually pretty lethal in later levels if you don't have anyone who can actually remove them, or if if the person you have who can remove these debuffs just doesn't kind of pay any attention, because that will kill people. I guess we need to kill more stuff. Let's have a go on you. And our food buff. I mean, I got like 5 hours worth of food buffs. I'm not using that. You know what? You just get stabbed. One circle's random. Boom. Easy. Get memed. So I have noticed the Copperbell Mines thing reminded me that they did update a number of earlier dungeons, and I'm a little bit disappointed because the Copperbell Mines one, they completely reworked all of the bosses. But the Copperbell Mines second boss, that kind of like can't remember what it's actually called, but that was quite a fun. I mean, okay, it wasn't. It was pretty boring for DPS. You just stand there and do nothing. But the boss is basically. It was very unique. Like, I hadn't seen another dungeon or encounter that was kind of like something similar. I think they could have done it where they increased the number of spawns of those Spriggans to give the DPS a bit more to do, because you do just stand there and just wait. But yeah, they redid it all. And also then that kind of means that we still not found intuition. That does mean that my my guide is completely out of date now, so ripperoni for that. I think I've edited that video description and the title to kind of... I can't remember. I either pinned a comment where I explain what the boss is, because the bosses are all easy. It's just move out an AoE and you're alright. What is this here? Steel. But yeah, it was a bit kind of like... Oh, well, that guy's completely irrelevant now. But it, you know, I guess some of the things are improving. I noticed I did Sestastia for the first time ever since 6.1 yesterday, and they've removed the table. I couldn't believe it. There's what? Oh, fuck off! I don't have a thing. Witching you. Are you immune to this? Yes, you are. Get wrecked. How long does that last? 20 seconds. I'm not having another mimic. That's right. Yeah. There's a chicken. Oh, it's because of witching that one. I was like, what? We did it. We survived. So I'm good at this game now. That means no more wipes. Cursed Hoard. Another piece of treasure. There's something around here. There is another treasure chest. I definitely do need to get one of those thingamachickens. The pomodors that remove the stuff. But I guess I have absolutely no control over that. Ooh, okay, I thought that was another thing. Move mechanics from most of the other dungeons and made all the maps straight. Yeah, I mean... Yeah. To be fair, like... when you hit Shadowbringers, you get the option to do the dungeons with an NPC team. And I did all of them and the Endwalker dungeons with an NPC team. And I just went in blind. And to be honest, it was so much easier because previously, like obviously I have not covered every dungeon yet. But when, God damn it. You know what, let's big brain this. Go to sleep. Yeah. Did that work, hopefully? Yes. What was I saying? Yeah, I went in blind, and it was so much kind of like nicer because previously, like in Stormblood and stuff, when I eventually unlock a dungeon, like I'm not going to go in blind if I'm dealing with real people. I don't know what could be in there. Sometimes there can be mechanics that can make you die, and like, you know, I am too a person who enjoys to watch a guide first. I have some sort of idea what I'm doing before I go in there. But then it kind of means that like I got to come out of the game. I got to find a guide now. That, like there are some guide makers who I used to use back in the day, and these days I don't like their guides anymore. I think they skip things too much for the sake of, okay, this is a brand new dungeon, I need to get the video out, here we go. And sometimes there are even like complete mistakes in the guide where they say, oh, something something works in this way, so you need to do this. And actually, they've got confused, and it's the complete opposite. And then it's like, okay. So then, like, I got to try and find somewhere. I don't want to watch this. There are videos of, like, okay, a full clear of the dungeon. I don't want to watch, like, 20 minutes of someone who's not even talking. Just, like imagine, okay, here's the stream, and now I just cut my mic, and you watch me play. Who wants to do that? Like, no thanks. And then it's kind of a lot of effort, and I'm going in there, and, you know, generally the dungeons are not that difficult, but even then, I don't want to kind of, like, fuck up. Even after I watch a guide and stuff. But if you could go in there on your own with an NPC party, well, it's so much easier. It's so much more relaxing. It's slower because they have to kind of make it not as efficient as a real team. Otherwise, people would just do that all day and grind. But then, if you care about the story, go in with the NPC team anyway, because you know, depending on who you're going in there with or how the story is developing, you get additional dialogue from the NPCs in the dungeon, which is nice. It also doesn't kind of like break your immersion from the storyline. You know, you go to a certain place, you're with some people, and then all of a sudden we need to go and do this dungeon. Here we go, this ruin that needs to get cleared out, and then you just teleport in there with a dude who's dressed like a giant chicken. And it's like, okay, fine. But the main thing is the fact that then you don't need to worry about watching a guide. You can just go in. And to be honest, by the time you're that far in the storyline, you're not dumb. Like, you know how the game works. You know what sort of mechanics there are. They've streamlined a lot of the mechanic abilities, I've noticed, to fit the same kind of like graphics. So previously there might be like a stack-up marker like... what one is it? There's if you've done the Crystal Tower, the second raid, Circus Tower, I don't know what the fuck it's called. The final boss there was a stack-up mechanic where 3 people got big kind of like purple rings around them. They've changed that now to be the traditional golden arrow stack-up marker. So they've been doing those things. You go into one of these new dungeons, you can work out what the boss does. If you actually look at the mechanics of each boss, this is quite obvious with the elite dungeons. Every boss starts the same way, and it's quite good design. They will introduce one mechanic in a very basic functionality. They will introduce a second mechanic in another, like that's the only mechanic you have to deal with, and then there'll be a couple of instances where you get both the mechanics at the same time, and that's pretty much it. So with how much insight you have in the game at that point, you jump in, you start fighting a boss, you can work out what he's doing. I think there was only one boss I died on a couple of times because I didn't quite get instantly what it was going on, and I think it was because they used a stack-up marker in a way that was a bit more unusual. Okay, here we go. I can waffle on about that more after we deal with this Spurge. Yeah, I remember that. Stupid name. It's funny. Okay, so we're going to go, and then let's do it. Now, this guy does spawn, I think, bees. So normally you just... Can I kite this at least a little bit? No, well, that's quite a big hit, actually. Or I'm a bit... That's quite a large amount of damage, to be honest, without having a heal. Probably... You know what? Let's do one more of these, and then we're going to pop that potion, because we need that. We need to start that potion cooldown soon. This is unavoidable damage, so we're kind of a bit GG'd here. I don't want to... What is this? Prey. Can I burn these boys? I think I might need to do the bees, but I don't know. To be honest, I'm not anticipating a successful thing here. You die. I don't want you to final sting me. We need to survive for at least an amount of time. We get that addle going. We use it when he gets closer. Come on. Oh, no! No! Do it! Come on! It shouldn't be this hard, surely. Come on. Yeah, I mean, one more shot and I'm dead. But if you could keep doing, like, these things. Come on. Come on. Oh, no, he has to die now. Oh, no! Oh! Easy! Easy! That's it. That's how we do it. No pressure. I knew it was... I knew all along. We'd have it in the bag. Fucking easy. Too easy, this game. Here we go. And we only got one treasure. Jesus. We would have died. And I thought that cast... I mean, I think he completed his cast before we did ours, but... The trust. I don't understand the trust system. I don't get it. Like, I can run in with a dungeon with the NPCs that kind of like are assigned at that time. And then there's this trust system where I can't go in. Like, if I'm on my, like, 4th dungeon or something of the expansion, I can't take my trust in there because they're not a high enough item level or gear level or something, whatever it is. And then it's like, well, okay, but I don't want to have to redo the, like, old dungeons 20 times to kind of get them up. Like, at that point, I feel like I'm not saving any time. If I want to grind, like, the latest dungeon for, like, I've noticed there's a really cool gear set in there or something. Well, what the fuck? Maybe we should, oh, you are actually, okay, I didn't realize you're quite hard hitting. You go to sleep. What the Don't have me die now when we just did a really good job of, like, oh, he's not asleep, fuck. What can we do? Can I sprint? Oh, we have, oh no. Oh, for fuck's sake. What is this? What was that? He hit me like a truck. I have pretty high Aetherpool armor. Like, I didn't expect... You know what? I feel I've been had. I wanted a heal. I expected I'd be having a heal. I've been conned for that. The Pomander thing. What was that all about? The chest thing. All right, you know what? Look, let's see. That's depressing. You'd have to start again. I can start again, but that's also potentially a bit boring. I can also just do something else instead and just kind of dick around for a while. I didn't think it'd be that big of a problem, but also I didn't kind of really realize that I'm not going to have my heal for all this time. So it's up to you. If you want me to have another crack, we can go. It's pretty not good. I can also change class. Like, I mean, we're not going to get down to like floor 200, so playing a red mage doesn't really kind of matter. I could go white mage. I'm not going to die with that because that's very easy. The difference there is just the damage output is a lot lower. Tank, what level do you get the heal? That's probably something stupid. 58, yeah, we're not getting that. Dragoon, that's just that's a 2-minute thing. You do have some things. Maybe Dragoon. I feel like Dragoon is definitely going to be too risky as you get kind of deeper. Bard, you've only got second win. That's it, pretty much. But yeah, I mean, to be honest, up to you guys. I could have another go. I think we got through that second boss to the skin of our teeth. Or I can just go and do some kind of like other stuff. I could do like I'm trying to level Dark Knight. I run some dungeons on there, chat shit for a while. PvP I can run in. I can do other stuff. Like I want to avoid some bigger content because I don't want to accidentally spoil anyone if there's people who have different like different stages of the storyline. Like that's why there's zones I don't want to go into because that would spoil stuff. But yeah, that's depressing. He hit so hard, like 600 damage. What are you supposed to do? Like did he resist the sleep? Is that what kind of did me? And then like I don't know, what is this maybe why they say about having the what are those special potions? Those potions that give you the regen, and it's like, hey, you need 500 of those things. Maybe that could be why. I didn't expect it to be that difficult. Let's see, and I didn't get one of those. What is this bronze trim sack? Yeah, so you can see I've got quite a little bit of treasure here. I've got 9 of these pot shards. I would just want them out. That's all. Give me them out. I don't even want to use it, but it's a head, so why not, I guess. Aetherpool grips. Yeah, so these are things that you can turn into to get the kind of like the red version of the weapon that you can take outside the palace and use as a glamour. Just ignore the other kind of shit I have in here. Iron trim stacks, yeah. Those are from after 50. Yeah, I mean, look, to be honest, if no one has any strong convictions that they want, hey, please suffer more in the Palace of the Dead, then I could try and say that, you know, we cleared floor 20 and that was good enough. I thought floor 100 might be a possibility. But otherwise, let's do something else that's a bit more kind of like not depressing, something I can look kind of like adequate at. I don't need to touch myself, thank you. All right, let's jump into something. Let's do something a bit more kind of like easy. I'm level 50. What is it? 6. So we should grab some. Don't be Copperbell Mines or Stasher, but maybe something kind of interesting. We can run through a dungeon and kind of like see what sort of stuff we can get away with. Now, the only reason I'm leveling Dark Knight, I don't like the aesthetic of Dark Knight for this character. I feel as if, my character, I'm kind of like the good guy, the hero, and stuff like that. It's very, I use a lot of like whites. That's not white, but like, obviously I'm white, but in the game. I'm white in real life, but I guess that doesn't matter. But yeah, Dark Knight, I have a glamour. I made a glamour for Paladin that I thought was kind of like pretty cool. I can actually show it. There's a bit of a spoiler alert. Here we go. Somewhere here. So I made 2 glamours for Paladin at the time. Can I open my Paladin here? And then I was trying to decide which one do I kind of like more. But at the time, the weapon that I wanted and shield was like super expensive. So I thought, okay, I'm not buying that. But then I noticed, for kind of like the Dark Knight, it's pretty cool. It gives me like the Dark Souls type like vibes. So I thought, I level Dark Knight just for the glam. But it's okay. I mean, to be fair, the tanks again, they still play pretty similar. You've got your same just 3-part combo, your 2-part AoE combo. This one, Living Dead, I don't know how to use that ability. If I press it, probably I die. So it's something that I would probably have to actually look up before I'm willing to use that button. What happens if I just press this? Am I going to die? Is that what happens? Living Dead. Let's see. Living Dead. Unable to record myself. Okay, so I didn't actually die. I mean, look how much text is on there. I don't like reading that. Here we go. Yeah, the story of Dark Knight. I had heard that the story of Dark Knight was good, but when I first picked it up, I can't remember why I did it. I was a little bit put off because I'm not going to spoil what the story is, but obviously it's the class is Dark Knight, so it's all about like, I guess being dark and like not the bad guy, but you have your inner turmoils and you're like you secretly want to kill everyone. It's like, well, I don't necessarily. Okay, howdy. All right, what we got? Brave Flux non-stop. Now has this changed in 6.1? I don't think so. Pretty easy. Oh, we need the tank stance. So let's go. Now I can look a bit more like competent, hopefully, in what we're doing. What was our healer like? Are they a new leaf? Claire, someone. No, you're not a new leaf, so I will test you a little bit more. I don't do that to just be an asshole. It's more of just a case of I'm not going to run and pull like 20 mobs if I get the impression that the healer might be kind of new. You're down. Right, we need to go up here. The Japan original text is a bit less edgy, I heard. Oh, where the fuck am I going? For fuck's sake. Okay, there's these mobs. Look, you know what makes this better is because I am a mentor and I have my mentor crown, and also I used the Dungeon Master title because I felt like that was kind of appropriate. I've made guides. I feel as if the dungeons I've covered, I know what to do in there. I am comfortable enough telling people how it should get done. But then also I do like my random dailies and stuff like that, and I go into a dungeon that I've not done in a while and I look like an absolute fucking moron. So, that's fun. Here we go, he gives us a key. Let's go. Let's see if we can kind of like manage to get through this dungeon without looking like a doofus. Pop some food, get that XP. Let's get the AoEs going. Yeah, so I kind of like, I went off Dark Knight for quite a while because I felt as if the aesthetic of it didn't kind of fit. I don't role play my character. Obviously, my character's a girl. I'm not a girl. I don't kind of like play as if I am my character. I kind of play as if my character is their own person. And of course, when you play the MSQ, you're the good guy. You're the hero. You kind of like help everyone and stuff. And then I felt the Dark Knight. Is it Dark Knight? Yeah. That kind of like pushed me into a bit of a state where it's like, well, you know, that seems super kind of like fitting. Let's pop a defensive cooldown just to help out. Dead boy. Just want to say thanks for the guides to help a ton of my tanks anxiety. Hope you're having fun on Twitch. Yeah, you know, to be honest, you're welcome. Like I low key guides definitely are useful for me to remember what to do, because there's so many dungeons and all of the content is relevant for pretty much the entire time you're playing. Who can remember all of that? Like, it's too much, I think, in a way. And also, I've explained this. I did a video where I said about like the likes and dislikes in the game, and one of them was one of the dislikes was that how long it would kind of take you to remember every dungeon. And also the problem is that if you're playing the MSQ, you unlock a dungeon, you do it once, and you keep playing the MSQ, and like you don't see the dungeon again for ages. Like I leveled 4 to 5 classes at once throughout pretty much the whole MSQ, and I didn't kind of like I didn't fall behind like on any class. The amount of experience you get for how like much stuff there is. So if you're doing the MSQ on like one class, like I think how I would imagine most people would do it, like 1 or 2 classes maybe. If you would also be doing like your random dungeons all the time and other sort of content, maybe you're doing PvP and stuff, you out-level the content, the MSQ, so quickly. So then I would think that, well, maybe you wouldn't necessarily be doing like spamming dungeons while you're doing the MSQ as well. Maybe you'd be like, well, okay, what's the point? Because I didn't want to ever get into a situation where my MSQ, which gives a lot of experience, it's quite good, is getting wasted. Like I want to level efficiently and do it that way. So I wouldn't do random dungeons. But then if you're this person, you play 1 or 2 classes, you're not necessarily spamming your dungeons every day. You do one dungeon now and then in a storyline, and then you don't see it again for absolutely ages. And then you get like, where are we going? I've done this place too many times on hard mode that I'm kind of in hard mode down here. Yeah, you don't have a reasonable way of kind of like remembering all the tactics and stuff like that, and then you kind of end up getting kind of like dungeon paralysis almost, because it's like, well, I could queue, but the chances of me getting something that I actually know what to do in are so kind of like slim that it's like, well, and it's like, well, what am I going to do there? Like now, I did trial roulettes when I wanted to get all my classes up to 90 to start picking them up with the storyline and stuff as I was going along. I was doing trial roulettes, the Endwalker trial, not Endwalker, the Shadowbringers trials. Fine, they're a bit challenging, but I could get them down. But then I started getting the Endwalker ones, and it's like, okay, it's a bit of a struggle. I don't have the gear. I'm not going to start doing them. If I go into if I queued and I did a random Endwalker trial, and probably even some of the Shadowbringer ones, I just die. Like, I don't know what, I can't remember all the mechanics, and those ones actually matter. Like, it's good in, what are we doing here? Did someone disconnect? No, are they disconnected? Yeah. Is he? Oh yeah, he's doing that thing. Yeah, so he aggroes on Brayflox and then runs. Brayflox runs near people, and then the dude breathes fire on them. So you can pretty much ignore that mechanic. Can't remember what I was saying. Yeah, the dungeons, the trials are hard. Like, there are mechanics that just kind of one-shot you. There are a lot of mechanics. Now, I like it for the sense of, like, it's a real fight. The storyline leads you up to, like, okay, this is the big bad, you know, shit needs to get down. Here's this guy, now you've got to deal with him. So I want a bit more of a substantial fight. Like, there was an encounter in Heavensward. That's the one I did that kind of, like, stupid troll 10-minute video guide on, because you don't need a guide. That was I was really disappointed. Like, the fight was super hyped up. I thought, okay, here we go, and I go in there. I did check a guide beforehand, and everyone is saying that, like, well, you don't need a guide for this, and I'm like, okay. I went in there, just absolutely the easiest thing in the world, and it's like, oh, well, that kind of like dampened my like story a little bit there, because it's like, well, you've just picked this dude up to be some like huge big bad, and then you could go in. I mean, look, I mean, you watch that video. I literally eat every mechanic, and don't take almost any damage. Like, it's stupidly easy. Now, I have heard that originally back in the day it was harder, and then people kind of like complained, oh, it's too hard, and then they made it easier, and then that's why the Shinryu fight later has a lot of mechanics, because then it's like them trying to be like, well, there you go, you wanted mechanics, here's mechanics. But, you know, there's got to be a better balance between it. Like, my wife, she plays the game. She's good. Like, she's not bad at the game. We both played WoW together. She's more than competent, more than capable of doing things. But she has a lot of anxiety. She gets very stressed if something goes wrong or it looks like she fucks up or something like that. She, like, you know, it's real. And like when... She doesn't watch me do she doesn't watch me do these like big story dungeons and stuff like that, because, you know, I don't want to spoil her the storyline and things like that. But I've explained sometimes. We chat about the mechanics and stuff, and go, okay, this is what you have to do and stuff. And she's like, what the fuck? Like, this is like ridiculous, because she wants to enjoy the storyline, not jump into some like ultra level like trial. And it's not just that, okay, you've got the extremes and you've got the savage versions of the trials and stuff, and they're a bit... did I interrupt that? No, that was a stun. Okay. What was I saying? Yeah, so of course there is harder content. There are harder versions of the dungeons. So if I complain and go, oh, the storyline dungeons, they're too hard. Yeah, okay, fine. But at the same time, they are quite challenging, really, and you go in there and you don't necessarily have like the best gear in the world, so you can't survive certain hits. Like when I did the Shinryu trial for the first time, I healed that. I just got one shot by something that didn't one shot anyone else near me, because my gear was not that good. So if they were a little bit easier, maybe that's better. I think there are some trials that you can actually do with an NPC team as well, and I did that again, and that's like far more enjoyable. But I don't know. They're oh, sorry. You can actually attack this yourself if you get bubbled. You can target this and hit it yourself. So sometimes people kind of like just stay in there. Let's see. Post Heaven's Ward in my second class, which now I main. I noticed. I think I don't follow Asmongold. But I noticed, you know, I work at home, I work on the computer, so sometimes I just see what's kind of going on. And I noticed he was like, I could be wrong, but I think he was quite a high level on his, I think he maybe just, is he just main Dark Knight or something like that? But he really outlevels the story content. And I think that's fine until you're max level, and then you're kind of wasting the XP. Yeah. And more control with trust. Yeah, I mean... It makes... I mean, with the trials and NPC team and stuff like that, there is obviously the reason why you can't do it with like your friends, because there's obviously there's the tempering aspect. This is something that's introduced even with Ifrit or Ifrit. Let me have a drink of water. So yeah, your Saiyan bodies, they can't join you on a Ifrit and whatnot, because then they'll all get tempered and you're the chosen one, so you're okay. Let's make a bit bigger pool here. Not lost any aggro yet. There's Bubble caught out. So yeah, that makes sense. But then there are also other times where like your other team members, their presence gets explained, and that's nice. I kind of like that it's not just completely random. But then also there are times where it's not explained, and it's just, hey, here's that we need to do this trial now, please do this. We can't join you because, you know, we're not the chosen one, so good luck. And then you just walk in there with like 7 other people like, what up, come get some. Which is a bit kind of odd. So how would you explain those sort of like ones if you would kind of do it with an NPC team? I don't know. I don't know. They actually took the chest out from down here. I'm a bit disappointed as well. There was kind of like a mini boss. This Koel, it's a Koel, yeah, down there. That used to guard a chest, which could, I think, drop. It's like accessories or something, but it's been removed. Disappointing. What else? The final steps of faith feel a lot more like the final boss trial of Heaven's Ward for sure, not the troll one. What's the troll one? Is there a troll boss in Heaven's Ward? Oh, yeah. What the fuck am I talking about? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, definitely. Like, the final steps of Fate. That was a good fight. Like, the music was really nice. It's a big character that you're taking down. Cape Westwind. What is it? Oh, so this is a tank mechanic now. Took me a while to pick this up. But they have now made tank busters have their own icon, which is quite nice. I have thought that what I should do at some point is make a guide video on all of these. What is going on here? Have they changed? I guess they have changed this fight. What the hell is this? Can you? Oh, it's just AoEs. Did they remove the kind of like the poison heal? I guess they did. Yeah, I have thought about making a guide video where I kind of like explain all of the generic like graphics and markers and stuff, like the tank buster one there. Let's get you the whatever this is called, reprisal. The stack up markers. There's the directional stack up marker and other stuff. You know, to some extent, I think those guides probably already exist. I don't want to kind of like do something if there's not kind of a real reason to. In a way, like originally when I started doing guides, I did. Oh, we got a quick lap crossover here, so that's all right. Originally, I started doing guides because it was Cape Westwind, not Cape Westwind, sorry, Castrum Meridianum and the Praetorium, and I watched those guides. I think it was Miztec at the time. And you know, they seem like okay, a lot of stuff to do here. Let's try and pay attention. And then I went into the place, and people just fucking run all over the place. It's like headless chickens, crazy. Nothing seems to matter. People are jumping all over the place, pulling huge things. And I'm like, what is going on? I thought this was like a thing. Like I don't know what to do. And that was the time when I was determined to do everything as a tank the first time, and not kind of like pussy out. Here we go. Thanks for group. You can have the commendation because you are the only person to talk. That is the basis of which I give my commendations most of the time. Someone is friendly, then they can have it. Yeah, and it was so out of date that it kind of really threw me. And I thought, you know, at the time I was making YouTube videos. Like, my channel is still not... I just leave it there. It's not... I like to think that it's not a Final Fantasy channel, but obviously it developed that way because that was a way to get an audience. It was kind of like a technique. But I did the what am I saying? I did a guide. My wife was like, you know, why don't you just do a guide and make it kind of up to date? And I thought, okay, that's probably a pretty good idea. So I went in there, and originally I went in as a tank because I thought, you know, when I tank stuff for the first time, I want to know more information than what a lot of guides present. I want to know where to go. If you just show me what 3 bosses there are, it doesn't kind of like quite explain it for me. Let's do an alliance raid. Why not? It doesn't do it enough for me. I want to make sure I don't get lost, and that's why when I do my guides, I try to always include some sort of information about the layout of the dungeon, where you're going to end up going, or if it's pretty much you can work it out and it's quite linear. And so I did that guide as a tank, and then I did another one as healer and DPS, just to cut out like if you're a healer or DPS, you just follow everyone. You don't really need to worry about where you need to go. So I did that separately, and then I did the Praetorium, and it was too much of pretty much everyone does the same thing. Like there's not really a need to do a separate guide there. So I did that for all roles, and that's how I got onto the kind of like the all role thing. But this was a thing. I did Praetorium and I did Castrum Meridianum because I felt there was a need for it. Then I was on the Wikipedia page, and for example, the Whirly to Hard didn't have a guide. So it wasn't even anything out of date, and I thought, well, you know, I can make a guide for it, and so I did. So back then, I was only making guides for things that I felt there was a need. Like if someone already has a good guide out, I don't need to make one. Like people can use that, and that's fine. But I did notice that, you know, the making guides was a good way for me to remember mechanics and things like that. And then eventually, I thought, you know what, my guides, I don't necessarily think they're that bad. I think they're probably okay. So I thought, okay, well, let's start covering everything and do kind of like my version of them and stuff. But yeah, there was more of a point I was getting to a while ago. Can't remember what it was. It was along the lines of like, at the time, I didn't see a point in kind of making. Oh yeah, okay, yeah. So the mechanic video. So yeah, there's probably a video out there where someone goes through all the mechanics and covers it. Is it necessary that I make my own? Only if I feel as if I can do a good job and that I can visualize things very well. Otherwise, kind of what do. Rip Cape Westwind, yeah. That's a... That was funny. You know, I did... There was one thing I was working on at one point was like an unwritten rules like video where I go through all the stuff that you kind of... Everyone has to do. And it's you know, the law. And the law is for Cape Westwind, when you join, you have to talk about how hard this is and how much you're shitting bricks. Like, oh my god, phase 8, I can only remember up to the first 7 phases. What happens after this and stuff like that. I just kind of joke. That was one of them, but now, Rip Cape Westwind, it's gone. Feels bad, man. It was not needing to be a trial, to be honest. It was super easy. So what Singularity Reactor? Oh, the Singularity Reactor. Let me try and remember what that one is. That's a dungeon. No, yes, the Singularity Reaction. Yeah, no, that's not a dungeon, that's a trial. Yeah, Cape Westwind. There's no real mechanics anymore. It's an overlapping AoE avoidance trainer for sprouts. Yeah, I mean, I still feel as if they should have made that a howdy, like a solo encounter, because I'm pretty sure when you do the cutscenes, which are phenomenally long, there's no mention of other people being there. It's you're the showdown. You go in as the hero. So when you've got like 7 other people who you're forcing to kind of watch all their stuff, it's... I mean, they fixed it. In Heaven's Ward, they were already straight away reduced how much kind of like story stuff they put inside the dungeon. I still feel as if even after the remake, when they turned them into 4-mans, they could have made them like a solo kind of like series and just split them up a little bit, like how they took the Ultimate Weapon fight out of Praetorium and made it its own trial. But at least it's not in the queue pool for everyone, so... Let's see. I appreciate that you can eat this AoE, but that one will kill you. Avoid tips. Yeah, I mean, this is another thing. Like, I'm not bashing on other people who make guides, but I think... obviously, I do watch guides for new encounters, so I'm not... I don't go in blind. I'm the same as everyone else. I need my tank stance on here. Now, I'm not actually geared for this. I'm pretty low gear because I'm only like level 50 something. So if I'm quite happy to kind of just take a back seat and let everyone kind of tank for me here. I can get through. Okay. But yeah, like some guides I have watched, they... ooh, we took a lot of damage here. They talk a lot about mechanic names and they say, okay, watch out for Shimajang, and it's like, what? Am I nearly dead? And Shimajang is just like a stack-up marker or something. So it's like, well, I don't want to have to learn. Oh, when this crazy name move is coming out, I need to. It's this one, and when that crazy name move coming out, oh, it's actually it's one of these like everyone's spread out type thing or something. It's just okay, stack up and done. Like it doesn't need to get made more complicated than that, I feel. So the only times probably I there's probably exceptions to this, but I try to make it so that if I'm dropping a name of some mechanic, it generally matters more. Like Selenomancy. I can remember Selenomancy because that mattered. But, you know, it's fun. I like watching. I will say that a big reason I started watching your guides was because you made them during Shadowbringers, since that's when I was doing a lot of the MSQ. It was helpful to get a perspective that wasn't 4, 6, and 8 years old. Yeah, that is also true. Like, now, because, you know, some of my guides are actually quite a few years old, it's quite funny because, for example, my Praetorium and Casa Meridianum guides, I made them because the current guides were so out of date and like, what is this garbage? And now my own guides, my own updated guides, some of them are kind of out of date. But I mean, there's always a need, like if they change stuff. But like power creep is real. So certain dungeons and mechanics, even in some of the guides I've done now, there are mechanics and stuff that I talk about that don't matter so much anymore because the power creep is there, or it's just been nerfed and stuff. So for example, Thorn March, when I made that guide, I should keep it on so I can pick up these things. When I made Thorn March, if you attacked the boss too much before all the Moogles were down, then he did this kind of like Memento Moogle, which basically wiped. It did huge amounts of damage. There's no way you can even survive it at all. But I've done Thorn March a few times now, and people kind of like do whatever the fuck, and that's it, and it doesn't matter. And I for the first time I was like typing like, oh boys, let's come down on the boss, you know, and then the boss does a mental Moogle, and it's like it tickles me. I'm like, oh, okay, so I guess it doesn't matter. But you know, the guides do get out of date after a time, just from power creep for things that kind of like mattering so much. I can waffle for a long time. I mean, if it was my day job, making guides and stuff, I could do it. It'd be more entertaining. Not entertaining, that's not the right word. I do enjoy making guides, but my time is very kind of limited. And I think the biggest factor is recording the audio. That since I've had children, that has been the biggest issue. In the evening, I get a couple of hours of free time, so I can play. I can do stuff. I can record the footage that I need. I can write scripts that I need. But if I want kind of clean audio, I need to do it when there aren't like children and other noises and stuff. And I can't do it in the evening because everyone's asleep. What did I learn all those Moogle names for then? They nerfed almost. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Extreme. Maybe you might still need to know them in Extreme. I don't know. It did sound like Thorn March Extreme was quite a disgusting thing. But even then in Thorn March, it's not very. There's a lot of AoEs. Don't tell me the name of all those AoEs. Some of them just don't matter. But yeah, it's the audio. So I think I might have. There's a couple of scripts that I have recorded now, but they were ready already for quite a while. I have a lot of video material for like some kind of like fun, silly guides. What we want to see, not guides, they're like videos. But it's just waiting until I have a chance to record audio. Now, for example, I'm gonna do a video. I see if I can get it done over this kind of time while my wife and children are away. But it's like the script of it is about 13 minutes long. I'm actually the tank here. What am I doing? Let's pull that tank out. This dude over here. Doesn't really matter. Yeah, so the script is about 15 minutes long. Now, when I'm recording, I write the script. I then open up the software. I start talking. I fuck up a lot of the time and say or accidentally pronounce something incorrectly. I'm trying to read, get it all done. So then I cut it all kind of down. But that means that if I need to record like a 13-minute script, it's not, oh, it takes me 13 minutes. It takes quite a while. Now, not all the time is spent fucking up, and I don't know how interesting this kind of process is anyway. But what happens is I read the script, fuck up a few times or whatever, I need to repeat some sentences, that's not a problem. And then in Audacity, which is where I record the audio, I then go in and I start fixing it a little bit already then. So if there are some quite big audio peaks, I will try and lower them. And then also I will try and boost the overall track. I take out the background noise from there and kind of clean it. So all of that takes quite a bit of time. So if my wife is going to say, oh, okay, I can take the boys out or whatever and go and play so you can record, we're in Group C, so we basically don't need to do anything in this fight. It's not always that often that I get the time to record the audio. And that's also something, for example, if you have seen my channel at all, I did used to do a lot of Let's Play videos where I would play different video games, and that's kind of like, are you the other tank or you're just a Reaper or whatever it is? Do I have grit? Oh no, I do have grit. Yeah, so I would do that sort of stuff, and that was fine. If I had time to record a session, I just record a session, edit into videos, and there we go. But it started becoming difficult to do any sort of episodic type stuff. So like Kriya, for example, and Enter the Gungeon, that's pretty much a one-time. You record one kind of like session, little playthrough, and then edit it up. Like career, I think I play for like 20 minutes at a time and then gone there. But then that means I need to have that ability to record for 20 minutes now and then. And I just didn't. So it kind of like those died off. Now, you know, my kids are going to get older. I still enjoy YouTube. I do fully intend to come back to playing non-Final Fantasy stuff and just kind of fucking around. Because it's fun. That's what I like doing. It's Tom Scott Does Stuff, which generally involves a lot of like rubbish. But we'll see. I do what we can. But guides at least is something that's, you know, not too bad to do. And with the kind of like the non-guide Final Fantasy videos, you know, if anyone's got any suggestions for like what could be quite entertaining, I could do something. I don't see a reason to necessarily copy what other people have done. So if I can think of an idea, I will do one. Like the one I have planned should be quite fun. And if any of you have done my dungeon quiz, and that dungeon quiz was too easy, I expected that to be a lot harder, and everyone was too good. So I have decided to do another something similar. It's not a quiz to some extent, but you know, it should be a fun thing, and it should be hard. So, you know, no one should be getting 4 marks and kind of memeing on me. Let's see. Do we have everyone here? No, we're missing a tank. Where are you? Someone. Now, I tell you what, one thing that does really check my ass a little bit when I'm tanking, when you've got the enemy list, if you're in this alliance thing, I want to know that if there's ads and stuff, that they're taken care of. So, for example, I can tell, okay, this boss is... What are you doing? Are you just attacking random people? Come back here. You. I've not actually been using my Dark Knight ability for the entire dungeon. That's okay. I can tell, okay, these ones are aggro to me. That's fine. Now, these ones aren't aggro to me. Why am I taking so much damage? The ones that aren't aggro to me, I can't tell, are they aggroed to another tank or not? And that matters, because if we go into like a big trash group and there's like 10 mobs or something, I don't care if they're aggro to another tank. I know they're all safe. But I can't tell, are they... Not in this fight, this is a specific fight, but if we just talk about general trash. And then it's a case of like, well, okay, that would sure be nice to have. Hopefully maybe one day they kind of add that as like a quality of life improvement, but obviously I don't have any add-ons or mods or whatever for Final Fantasy, and obviously that is a bit of a, oh, you're not allowed type of stuff, so I haven't looked. Maybe there's a threat meter or something you can get that kind of like shows that more. I mean, to be honest, the threat meter, the UI in the game is more than capable for almost everything you need it for, but that's definitely one thing that I would appreciate as a tank when it comes to these encounters. Which place are we in? It's Labyrinth of the Ancients, okay. So we're not going to see the new stack up marker. I have way less time to do anything since I had a kid. Yep, that's how it goes. And then when you have a kid, everyone, like I say everyone, my impression of when you first have a baby is that your time is nil. You have nothing. You know, the baby's taking up all your time. Now, if you're the mum, that's potentially more true. If you're the other parent or guardian there, then when you have a baby, actually what happens is most of the time that baby is just asleep doing nothing, and you're free to still kind of do whatever. And then after some months the baby starts to be more awake more often, and it's like, okay. But then the baby also naps a lot. You have like 3 naps a day, and you're like, you know what? That's fine. I can just go and play something. Baby's napping. You're not waking up. That's all right. And then it goes down to 2 naps, and you're like, okay, like that's still fine. 2 naps is quite good. And then it goes down to 1 nap, and it's like, you know, like obviously you having the kids, it's very entertaining, and not to kind of like take away from that. But you know, everyone needs a bit of a break sometimes. 1 nap, okay, well, you know, you got that in the day. That's to happen, and then they don't need naps anymore, and then you have the whole day, which is entertaining. And at least for my kids, when I finish work, I basically turn into a jungle gym. So I just get climbed on and all sorts of things. Just don't leave me alone. Not in a bad way. Like I don't resent my children for the fact that I have to spend time with them. But it is. So now I have my evenings. I play in the evenings. That's all right. This boy, who's he? How do you say this? Phlegathon. What? Let's see, is anyone going to die? Usually you might get 1 or 2 from the big move. What are we on? I don't know what level is my Dark Knight. 656 or something, was it? 57. Okay, so we're not going to level up from here. I tell you what, PvP is pretty good XP. That daily PvP thing. Like my wife was telling me, like do this, and I I don't have to pay attention on the tank. I did one with her. I didn't know what I was doing. She goes, okay, we're going to run over here, and now you run over this way, and stuff like that. And I feel as if when I do the PvP, I don't do any damage. Like, it's just pinging people for nothing, and then I get absolutely steamrolled all the time, and it's not really that fun. And I thought, God, this is not enjoyable on any level. But the XP was pretty alright, so I was like, okay. And then I've been wanting to get this Dark Knight up, so I actually have been doing a few PvPs, just to kind of, like, get it up a little bit. But maybe we can do one afterwards. Daily Frontline Roulette's pretty good. Yeah, it's actually, I have looked at how much XP it gives. It's more experience than a dungeon. Like at this level range, I get something like 400k XP for it, whereas, is anyone helping us? Oh, yeah. Whereas a dungeon roulette will give me about 300k or so, so it's a bit more. A Palace of the Dead gives you, I think, a little bit less than a dungeon, but sometimes it can be a bit quicker. Okay, I don't want any of this stuff. I will greed on these things now because I'm all about those company seals. Commendation. Now, who is anyone said there's one person and you've left already? So, you know what? You're playing a dancer, so you are supporting people. You can have a commendation. I don't know why. I'm not going to wait for all this. I don't care. Let's try PvP then. I queued into Crystalline Conflict for the first time, knowing nothing, and my hotbar was empty. Lamau. Yep, that's definitely a thing. Like the whole, let's go over to the PvP area. I have not done Dark Knight baths as PvP. So you're like, okay, well I've got all my skills. Let's go and do a PvP. And then you enter the Wolves Den. And you're like, what the fuck is this? So all of a sudden I've got like more health, maybe for some reason. All of these old moves, and then it's like, how do I even open my PvP profile? I can't remember that. It's like, is it some here? Yes, this is where I have my abilities now. And it's okay. So I've not done Crystalline Conflict, Frontline. I don't know what that means. I've done 20. Does that mean I've done 29 Frontlines? Maybe Rival Wings. I don't remember what that was. Was that the League of Legends star one? Maybe. Job. Quick chat. Okay. Series milestones. All right, let's do a Bard one. That's the one that I've done a few more times. You know, to be honest, I would do healing, and I like healing, but then they made healing not be a healer. So you've got like 2 charges on cure, and then it goes on a 50-second cooldown. So white mages have a super killer limit break, but it's, I don't know. It kind of ruined it a little bit for me for healing. I feel as if that's my comfort zone. And then when I can't even heal someone, like, okay, maybe healers were too OP, fine, but then I don't know. It's like a completely different game. Like, my wife has a lot of classes at quite high level, but she's only played them through PvP, so if she goes into PvE, it's like, what am I even doing? Whereas I'm the reverse. So where are we? Alliance raids. Now, what we can do, now this is the trick. So if you want to level something in PvP, but you don't want to PvP as that, then what you should do I not even have it on my bars? No. God damn it. How do I even find here? Is it this? Dark Knight somewhere? There. Okay, you should queue the Frontline as the class you want the level. And then when you get in the Frontline, you can just change class. Strong for the XP, switch up inside. Yep. That's what we're going to do. So we're level up from this 58. How much level XP did we get? I know you can't see my chat, I don't think. Can you actually see your chat on the screen? Because I have it, I don't have it showing to me. I have a phone next to me that I can see the chat on. Because I don't want it. The only place I could think to put it is on the chat box. But then I wanted to see Street Smarts. I wanted to see what's actually going on. So you can't see here, but I can see. How much XP did we get? That can't be right. Did I gain only 140k for clearing that? I guess I did. Yeah. Oh, wait, no. Hall of the Inexorable is no longer sealed. I gained 140k. Okay, so killing or clearing the raid or whatever it was, that gave me 140k, and then the roulette bonus was 150. So that's what, 290k combined. And we can then see how much we get from doing this PvP when it comes through. I've set up quite a few. I think Paladin I set up. White Mage, I did that one. Dragoon is set up. Red Mage. No, I guess I didn't do Red Mage. Did I do anything else? Astronomer. Astrologian, Astronomer. What the hell? Yeah, others I haven't done. Yeah, these other classes I've not really played. Like, I unlocked Dancer, but then I thought, jeez, I look like such a muppet. Like, it was not... I had to look cooler for me to feel like it's okay for me to play that class. And I don't have a glam yet, really. So I don't. But Bard... The only other thing with PvP is that, like, I feel as if I don't do any damage, but everyone else does, like, crazy damage. So when you look at, like, the leaderboards at the end, and also it's backwards. So when you get the leaderboard, you'll see the top people in the leaderboard are, like, the scholars and then, like, White Mage and stuff, and they're doing, like, millions of damage, and then, like, an actual DPS player is somewhere at, like, 15th place or something. And it's like, that doesn't seem right. Like... Why are they doing now so much damage? Like, shouldn't it be the DPS who are on the top? Like, so I don't understand. But then my own damage, like, when I PvP, I know how to PvP in the sense of the objectives. I don't overcommit. I know when to run away. I did PvP in Warcraft, so I have that kind of like training to some extent. So maybe my low damage on the leaderboards is from the fact that I'm not constantly in a fight. Like, I will go for objectives when we kind of need them and stuff. But then, even in a map where I feel like, oh yeah, I've done a good amount of fighting. I've done like something stupid like 60k damage, and then the other people have done like 600k. And I say, what am I doing? Like, how is it so much like smaller? You know, like I ping people. Like, I have moves. I've got like damage increasing stuff, and you know, it should be doing like quite a decent amount of damage. And then I give people a little tickle, and it's like, oh, wow, I don't really feel like I can kind of do anything. I wouldn't feel confident even taking on anyone in 1v1 because it's just like, well, I just don't do any damage. The Dragoon limit break, that looks quite fun. I think I've been KO'd by that a couple of times. But we'll see. How long's the queue? 5 minutes. No one PvPing at the moment. 7 o'clock over here at the moment. I don't know what time zones you people are in. I know, I think 50% of my audience is America. They're obviously about 8 to 10 hours behind. So this stream starting at 5 o'clock was something like 7 to like 10 a.m. in the morning, which is not very good. In the UK, why do I have to be Bard? Oh, do I have to be... Yeah, okay, that makes sense. The UK, I'm 2 hours ahead of the UK, so me starting at 5 o'clock is 3 p.m. It's a... Was it a Wednesday, my dudes? Let's see. Yeah, it is. Like... I finish work at 4. I work from 8 to 4, usually. Today, I try to get out, make sure I'm out at 4, so I can kind of, like, get things ready. 5 o'clock, okay, start the stream. But then for other time zones... It's probably not always that practical, I'd imagine. But then again, I guess I don't stream. Really, I'm not a streamer at the moment. So here we are. So we're in Fields of Glory Shatter. Now I think this is one where these little like black poos become blue, and we go and we just kill them, and then that's how we get points. So we shall go and see. CEST here, so that's pretty right. You're getting me through the work hours. Yeah. Watching a stream when you're working. I used to be able to watch stuff when I was working. I used to watch like documentaries and things, but then my job changed and I had to focus too much. So I was a bit sad to lose my documentaries. A lot of interesting things. 11 seconds, right? So let's see. We have someone on a whale. Does anyone look cool? You look pretty basic. No offense. You're on a turtle, so you lose points for that. Alright, we're off. Now, I don't know what we're doing. There's these points. I think we take this point, I guess, and we stand there. Can you take the other people's points? Maybe. Does it matter? I'm more used to things like Arathi Basin, so I don't know. All right, we've caught this. Now, okay, there's a big crystal over here, so we're going to go and help out and do some damage to this. And we'll see how low down we are on the leaderboard. Now, there's other people that have turned up. The bad guys. This thing's dead already. And also, actually, to be fair, this might be something that kind of like lowers my enjoyment when I PvP, because I've been doing Bard, but you can move and shoot at the same time, but you start going down to a really slow speed, and that always kind of like feels like you're like, oh my god, come on, let me move. So that could also be something that's a bit of a ball ache, but we'll see. Now I guess this is the part where we just kind of hang around. Someone's saying Fields of Glory in the over that way. Okay, do we dare and just run through? That's a death trap. Like, you've got the two teams there. I mean, by the time we get there, even if we don't die, it's going to be gone already. And there's one down there which we should have gone for. So here, this is not clever. You've got both teams. You shouldn't ping for that, I don't think. And I'm probably... Who's that? You know what? Let's do a PvP. Yeah. He died. Soloed him. I'm slow now, for fuck's sake. That crystal gone down. So now, I mean... Oh, we took their little thing. Okay, I guess we're going to fight these here a little bit. I think one thing... And I tell you what, another thing. I'm going to complain again because I'm English and I love complaining. The fucking targeting is god-awful. Like, I want to target healers. That's what you want to take down. I got a silence, I can do them. You try and target someone, they're running around all sorts of crazy and stuff. Like, you try and tab target, you might as well just, like, jump out of a window. It doesn't work. And then you're left frantically trying to click people and you're clicking the wrong thing. I think most of the time... I just click, and if I grab someone, then I just start attacking them, because it's like my chances of trying to target who I actually want to target is so slow. Here you can see the slow moving when I'm kind of shooting, and I think I do more damage the further away I am. Only time you have for stream during work. Well, it works. I mean, to be fair, like when you get home, like I don't generally enjoy kind of like when I have free time, I want to play something. I want to do something. Like if I'm eating lunch or whatever, that's when I watch a lot of shit actually. When I have lunch at work now, I whip up the Netflix or YouTube to see what's going down. So there's a big fight. Are we winning? I don't even know what team we're on. Order of the Twin Adder. Okay. I think that's something that they changed. Look, there's a white man just trying to get in. But now it's dodgy because he's quite far away, and there's... What is this? That's a bad thing. This is not a favourable encounter here. That's time to go. Because to be honest, there's both teams going down on that. You're just going to get killed if you stay there. Now we just wait. This is the exciting action. Wait for another rock to... We could shoot it. Is it going to be one of these big ones? I don't know. There might be a way of knowing what rock is going to become active when. I know they kind of like get highlighted a little bit. I don't know. Is there anything beyond that? We're just fighting in the middle. Sure, I guess you get points for killing people, but when you've got the two teams, you're gonna, if they commit in there, they're gonna get sandwiched, and then these people are gonna get wiped. So it's kind of not worth it. There's some people hanging around by that one. It looks like, did they all just... Oh no, they were the other team. Okay. So there's one up there. So we could go the long way around. I mean, it's something to do. We'll see more of the map. I'm going to go slightly... Oh, we can cut... Yeah, actually, it's not too bad. Something activates. Okay, so one up there. It's gone by the time I get there. Like, what's the point? And it's getting... I mean, yeah, this is the thing. If I would go up there... Can I cheekily steal their whatever this is? Or there's someone defending it. Should we try and 1v1? I need some heals. Let me... let's do this. We're going to 1v1 whoever that is. I'm just going to die, but... You know, what you can do is that I can put pressure here. Oh, there's two of them there now. By those three. Because if there was one person here and I go and attack and they're like, oh, you know, please help. Well, they see, like if this was empty, you could go and try and cap it. And what that would do is that if the enemy team saw that you're, okay, let's run around and try and get something else. You can distract them very easily. Like people in these battlegrounds aren't too clever generally. So you could pull like quite a lot of their team by running off. In fact, let's fuck it. Let's go and just shoot something. This one here we can have. I'll come behind these people. But yeah, you as soon as their base is under attack, a whole bunch of them will run back, and then you're a scholar, so you can get whatever this is, and Some of that. You're just going to run away. I can't really do too much about that. Come on, get him. I don't know what that bubble does. Is that a scholar ability? Get him just healing all that shit. And now it's not a good time to commit further. This rock is going to activate, so let's see if we can hang back and crack this. Who is winning? Not us. We're the losers. That, you know, I mean, that works. Is this... No, okay, they're coming in here, so time to run a little bit. Can I get some cheeky hits on that? I want to target that scholar. Okay. Now we've got some backup. You're out of my range. White mage. Can I do you in? No? Maybe. I think someone... No, they've not died yet. Die now, please. Yeah. Here we go. Okay, we should probably focus on the thing. Actually, we are in a bad position because we've got a sandwich going on. We can't escape to the right because there's the blues. We can't escape to the left because there's the reds. So this is not worth fighting. We just run out from here. And now I guess do we just wait for another thing to come on? I mean, I have thought, my wife said that, like, oh, why don't you do like PvP guides and stuff like that? But to be honest, I don't know the battlegrounds. Like, I could give tips, like, you know, how to trick people and kind of like peel and stuff like that. But I don't know these battlegrounds, and it'd also be incredibly time consuming because I'd have to play these quite a lot until I get to the point where I feel as if I could tell people what to do. Because at the moment, I'm just running around like, what the fuck am I doing? But it's not that enjoyable content for me, generally. If I was a healer, then maybe that would be different. Here we go. White mage. I don't want the summon, I want the white mage. Tab targeting. Here we go. I mean, let's run back. This is already a point where it's like time to run. Because we're not capping that. And that's gone already. And then what? Do we just go back to looking? What do I do next? I don't know. I'm missing what the kind of like the purpose is here a little bit. A lot of general fighting. This is probably why I'm not very high on the damage. I've done almost nothing in this battleground, so that's fair. These sort of fights where it's like all three, I mean, like they're converging, that's not a good point. Now you're committing a little bit. It's not really worth it. You can too easily get kind of like caught out. And then what? And I assume we are swapping points for deaths. So if they kill us, they get some points. This one over there, we've got no chance of getting there. My wife PvPs all them every night, battlegrounds. I don't know why. But then she also tells me, like, oh, how many battlegrounds did I win? Oh, how many? None. Okay. Maybe do something else then. Can I shoot people from down here? Can I, like, come on. Give me, come on, I must be able to. Go on. How can I not? So I'm an archer and it's downhill. You. Well, rip-a-doodle. That one's going to come up. I feel as if we're not being favoured by the positions. There are a lot that are kind of like popping up behind enemy lines. There's no point in us going for that because what can we do? We've got the blues coming in. Let's see. Let's see if we can kind of like... Can I just like ruin someone? Scholar, you're a healer. Do I even have my limit break? I can't tell. I'm using the wrong layout. I do have my limit break. Been stunned. Oh, there's the big one. Somehow I didn't die. Well, run away again. Or not. Yeah, you know what? I can do this. If I can target you. Oh, you're out of range. I got turned into a fucking chicken. Okay, that's right. Can't really debuff? No. Focus on the blue, someone is saying. Okay, well we can try and go there. Alright, let's go around behind. Oh, this one's coming up. Well, I guess I just sit here and wait. It's not thrilling to me, I feel. Like, there are probably better battlegrounds than others. The Fields of Glory. Here we go. Is it here you're saying? Yeah. Alright. Well, I'm going to hide on this side because people are going to be coming down from behind us. Who are you? Are you good guys? Yes, you're coming in. Okay, so we can do some deeps. And I think actually the Immortal Flames are just about to win anyway, so we can get second place. And here comes them. So they will win when this is destroyed. Are we? Well, it's quite close. Now we're in third place. Come on. There we go. GG. I did nothing. Let's see. Okay, let's look at the damage. Just go all. So damage done. So we've got scholars. 3 scholars. Is this what's ninja? Okay, maybe ninja's alright. White mage. I feel like they shouldn't be that high. Like, let's look at the damage. Or what is that? Is that 300k? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so 36. 3. Wait, hang on. Numbers are hard. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3.6 million damage. The next one is 2.5. The first damage dealer did 2 million. I did 116k. Now, obviously, I wasn't in any fights, so that's not a surprise. But then also, I would do no damage anyway. I don't feel as if healers should be that high on the damage charts. That's kind of crazy. Can we see damage to PCs? Damage to other, yeah, okay. HP restored. And it's all the white mages, which makes sense. That should be at the top. So I don't know. But I don't have Scholar. I've unlocked... I think I did the... what is it called? The little book nerd thing. That class. Arcanist? Yeah, I have that on an alt that I decided to kind of like play for a little bit, and that was going to be a Scholar. But maybe I should unlock. I didn't enjoy the Arcanist, kind of like the gameplay with the carbuncles and stuff. So all right, let's check how much XP did we get. We got 428. So we got, what was it, 290 from the Alliance Roulette. This was 428k, so that's quite a considerable amount more, which you could survive that for once a day if you want to level something. It's not, I didn't find it enjoyable, but if you want to level something pretty quick, then that can work. Don't think we have anything else. We can do a trial. Well, what, with 50, 58? We're not going to hit anything that's that spoilery. It's probably going to be a free. The myth. They gave the fairy a gun. Yeah, I mean, I heard that white mages, their limit break is that big mega cannon, which, because if you're a white mage and you're a healer, the thing that you need to do for your limit break is kill everyone. Okay. But the Scholar, I don't know what's going on with that. Like, it seems kind of a bit crazy at the moment. Was PvP worse before they made the change to healers? Like, if healers are too hard to kill, let's make them damage dealers instead. I don't know. It lost it a little bit for my... I didn't do that much PvP beforehand anyway. But it lost it a bit for me when I got a cooldown on my heal, because I'm a support player generally. Let's see. Trials. Let's go somewhere and judge people, because why not? Let's find some cool glams. Who has the best glams other than Limsa? I suppose probably most places. Let's see, what's the time? So it's 20 past. Let's do this trial. I don't necessarily have any... I mean, we could do another trial or something like that. There's no point in... I'm not just going to do stuff for the sake of... Oh, actually, sorry, I don't want to click on that. I don't want to spoil anything. Let's do the trial. Let's see how we go. But then we could probably start thinking about calling it a bit of a day, so people can get on with their lives. Not that anyone needs to actually stay here. It's quite nice, you know. I've enjoyed it. It's been a pretty fun stream. Like when I did the first stream, I think it was just me. I am capable of talking to myself. That's how I've done my Let's Plays, so it was fine. But at the same time, I guess you stream to have some sort of direct interaction. But then, as I said, I can't remember. I feel as if I said somewhere about the stream that I was doing it. But then also, I know I didn't advertise it on any level. So it's not a surprise if no one joined. But this is, you know, I have enjoyed my time. Hopefully it's been entertaining for people to watch. 14th in the queue. And get a bit more of a feel of real time. I tried to be a bit more professional in my guides. That has lapsed as I've kind of like stopped caring an awful lot because things just don't matter so much. But in my non-guide videos, then it's definitely a little bit more off the chain. And actually, if you ever look at my first guides, one thing I didn't want to ever do at the time was kind of like put kind of like my personality into the guide. If I come up to a guide, I want to watch a guide. I want to know what's going on. I don't be making all sorts of like spend ages making jokes and telling me about your cat and all that sort of stuff. I just want to know the information and then get on. So when I did those Praetorium and Castrum Meridianum, I tried to be very kind of like I did drop jokes, fine, but I tried to be very like on the same tone throughout the whole level, like the whole like guide. So it wasn't kind of like, you know, what's up, guys? Here we go. Don't forget to ring that bell and hit the subscribe and all this stuff. Okay, now we're going to jump into the guide. Here we go for the first thing. This is, and all that sort of stuff. It's like, okay, this is a pretty alright one. Chrysalis. Let's see, do we wipe? We have 3 melee DPS, so we should be okay. Howdy. Who's going to tank? Probably other dudes. So I get to be a DPS and do almost nothing. But yeah, as probably you could see, as I get further into the guides, I mean, it's fun. Like, why not? I kind of start to realise it. Like, why couldn't you kind of like fuck about more? So the Thokaz stock. You know what? That Thokaz stock. Like, I don't know. Is YouTube deleting comments? I have seen, because I get notifications about comments. I read them all. If there's a comment on, I read them. I have lapsed a little bit. I'm not as good at trying to replying to all of them now. I want to find it. Like, there's a really big comment someone left on one video recently that I want to kind of like spend time to actually respond, because you know, if you leave a really big comment, I should kind of like equally reciprocate that. But yeah, Thokaz stock. I would get a lot of comments. You know what I can do with this? You can just get stunned. I would get a lot of comments where people go, "Did he just call that thick ass thought and stuff?" And I'd be like, "Well, fuck yeah." But then the comment, by the time, because I get a notification on my phone or YouTube Studio or whatever, and then by the time I actually go to like reply or check it out or whatever, the comment is gone. And I, for a long time, it's like, well, is YouTube just automatically deleting these comments? Because I don't want people to think that like, oh, I've just deleted your comment. Like, there is the automatic kind of like hold like bad comments for review. Probably if someone drops like the N-word or something like that, that's not going to go on. But I don't care if someone wants to leave a comment and say thick ass thought or something. But they kept getting removed, and because they're not there, I couldn't reply and ask like, hey, did you just delete it yourself, or did YouTube remove it? And I think I mentioned I made a community post about it where it happened again, and I was like, look, you know, whoever you are, I hear you. I don't know why the comments are disappearing, but so I'm not sure. You name that trial for my FC, go for it. Yeah, boy. I think it works. Want to become famous? Buy follower primes. Buy followers, primes, and viewers on mountviews.com. Oh, okay. Well, I'm not famous at the moment. It could be fun. I mean, look, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I enjoy that I have some level of viewership. That's pretty cool. I think I've been recognised a single time in the game, and that was from someone who I was already acquainted with, and then at some point they what am I doing? I'm fucking up. I should go on the red. I'm not even watching the screen. We're alright. I'm going to avoid these. Here we go. The red one I can take. You're not supposed to eat the same you I can take. And the healer's died. Maybe I should pay a bit of attention, just to be like, do my job. Yeah, I think one dude recognised me one time, and but he'd already known. He just like, oh, I see you doing the guides. I'm like, yeah, that was already like years ago. So, but again, you know, and I'm not gonna lie, sure, it would be fun to have like, I don't want to say to become famous is the right way, but I suppose who kind of wouldn't kind of think that could be quite cool. Who knows? You're a big streamer now. You got bots. Bogus here. Yeah, boy. If these are bot messages, and then I appear on some YouTube prank video, then well. Oh, actually, I'm using the wrong layout. That should be up there. Okay, now we're gonna see when it is. Now, if any of you have watched the guide, you should know this, but you will watch how many people are gonna jump in this portal straight away. We get given this debuff, Light. This, I think it increases the damage you take, and it acts as a dot. What you're supposed to do, look at them, all go in there. you're supposed to run away from the portal until Blight ends. Then, before you go in the portal, just before, pop like a cooldown or whatever. If you're a DPS, pop your DPS cooldowns. And then you go in. Because when you go through this portal, everything you have as a buff or debuff is multiplied 10 times. So now I have 2 minutes of this rampart. And also, only eat these meteors if you're the tank. So if you're not a tank, you don't need to stand in there. But yeah, almost guarantee every time, everyone just jumps straight in, and that's it. Which, you know, sometimes it doesn't really matter. But if people are a bit confused about what they should be doing in this zone, then it can cause a wipe. It looks like we got through that pretty okay. So, you do realise you respond to a bot. Yeah. Well, god damn it. Right, he's going down. That's pretty easy. I think, I tell you what, is there anything anyone would be interested in seeing? And I can do that as the final thing, like some trial, or not a high story trial, but like who the fuck knows. All right, let's give a accommodation. Who should get it? Good job, guys and girls. Don't forget to what is it? Commendate your tank and healer, or we will re-roll DPS. You already left. Okay, so I'm trying to guilt trip people into accommodation for healers. If you're a DPS, do you ever get any comms? Like, this doesn't happen. What have we got? We got some crimson shoes. Okay. All right. I think we've done our roulette. Expert I'm not going to do because that's story stuff. 50. What's the time? Should we do one more? I tell you what, look, I'll heal it. Oh, I know, because it can be a high level dungeon. I don't want to spoil that, so let's not jump in there. But yeah, all right. Well then, if there's not too much anything else to do, the Palace of the Dead. You know, potentially we were a bit ambitious with our aim. I didn't think it would be that difficult. But you know, we cleared floor 20. That was a pretty cool moment. You know, we made it. But yeah, probably I need those other potions to actually make it through those floors before you get the heal. I didn't expect it to be anywhere near that hard. But we gave it a try. So here it is. And now we're in Limsa with all the half-naked people and random stuff. I don't really know what people do in here. All right, well, I think that could probably be a pretty good time to end the stream. There's a point kind of like carrying it on. So hopefully everyone's had fun, and what I will do, I will still upload this to YouTube at some point, because Twitch only holds the streams for a certain amount of time, and then they just get removed for my own interest. I would like to keep these recorded, so I'll put this up on there at some point. But thank you everyone for attending, and it's been nice to actually have people to kind of like talk with and things like that. So is that a chicken? Is it a Pepe chicken? Oh, I want that imagine. We have a ton of Pepes at work. Probably about 120 of them or something stupid. Yeah, but thank you for coming. I will try to see if I can get the next kind of like stupid video out potentially this week. I need to record the reactions, because I green screen my character, and I get all the emotes that I might need. I need to do that for it, and then it should be pretty much good to go to start recording. Or like actually editing and stuff like that. But it is a chicken. What is that? I'm in the dark mode on my phone, so when I saw the chicken there, I couldn't see the coat, so it just like a little chicken with the balls hanging down. But all right, fine. Okay, well, thank you everyone for coming. I've enjoyed streaming. It's not something I'm disinclined to do again. It's fun. When I can get the time, I'll do more streams. I will post about it again next time. I'll do the community posts and probably another one of those video things to kind of actually let people know. But sure, I'm going to go and start heating the oven up for my frozen pizza, because I am home alone and all the food that is normal to cook is made for more quantity than just me. So it's frozen pizzas and chicken nuggets for a few days. living the dream. But yes, thank you everyone for coming, and I shall see you next time. Here, look, I can do a buy. I can do a slash. It's not even a slash buy. Why slash buy? Is it slash goodbye? Here we go. There you go. Look, it's a nice little way for you. There we go. Thank you, everyone, and I'll see you next time.